What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories.
7YG. Chapter 201 Sage of Six Paths has appeared again. Advertisement. It has been a while since Kakashi succeeded Naruto. For a while, Wei is still waiting for the news of Sage of Six Paths. Sage of Six Paths seems to have disappeared. Can't find it anywhere. Wei did not worry at all. After daily training every day, I go to Anbu to train new people. Life is quite comfortable. Time has gradually passed for 3 months in this way. The autumn wind is bleak. The weather is gradually getting colder. Hui's Sakura flower white kimono also has an extra cape on the outside. The stone statue of Kakashi has also been carved on the mountain. At this moment, Wei is sitting on the stone statue and looking into the distance. Wei-kun, I knew you were here. A sound came into Hui's ears. Itachi, the Anbu matter has been dealt with. Itachi sat next to Wei and sighed helplessly. All resolved. By the way, Wei-kun, you are Minister Anbu. Always let me deal with the files, wouldn't it be so good? Wei shrugged. Well, who are we? Ferret clutching his forehead. Forget it, who told you to be Minister Anbu? The breeze blows, rolling up the leaves. Itachi, who was silent for a while, said. Wei-kun, you seem to be thinking about something recently, don't you? Wei turned his head to look at Itachi. Did Shion talk to you? Itachi nodded. She said you've been distracted lately. Wei waved his hand. Actually, there is nothing big, just thinking about my life afterwards. Itachi looked at Wei suspiciously. Later life. Wei nodded. People from now on. Itachi seems to remember something. Speaking of which, you did say that you don't want to spend the rest of your life ordinary. I didn't expect you to remember it, Itachi. Itachi smiled. How can you forget the words of your best friend? Wei looked into the distance. New features under the system panel. Yes, who can tell the future? Wei gave a chuckle. Itachi, thank you. Advertisement. Itachi is a little confused. Wei-kun is not lost anymore. Yes, thanks to you, let's talk about the future things later. Wei stood up and patted his butt. Let's do the right thing first. Right, old man. Hui's gaze glanced into the empty sky. Itachi looked at the bewildering behavior of his best friend and was about to speak. As a result, the figure of an old man slowly appeared. You are Sage of Six Paths. Itachi looked at the old man in front of him and was shocked. Who would have thought of meeting the ancestors of ninjas in Konoha? Itachi hurriedly bowed to say hello. Sage of Six Paths, I met for the first time, I am Uchiha Itachi. There is a little excitement in the tone. Sage of Six Paths waved his hands casually. Use chakra to straighten Uchiha Itachi. Since I am Feng Youhui's friend, I don't need to be polite. Itachi realized at this moment. It turns out that my best friend still knows Sage of Six Paths. Wei on the side said. How is it, old man? Is it fixed? Itachi trembled when he heard this. Old man. Sage of Six Paths gave an awkward cough. After all, he himself said that the mysterious space cannot be broken. Who would have thought of encountering the bug of Feng Youhui? That's natural. Wei grumbled dissatisfied. Hey, it's too long, right? Sage of Six Paths got angry after hearing this. Who do you think caused the rupture? Wei scratched his head. Old man, since you are done with it, can we also set off? Sage of Six Paths nodded. I came here this time to talk to you about this matter. Go to that place this time. It may be a bit long in terms of time. What else do you need to prepare? Wei was silent for a moment. About how long? Sage of Six Paths thought about it. 3 or 4 months. It's been too long, right? Sage of Six Paths said embarrassingly. The main reason is that the road is far away. If you want to fight for land in the underworld. Advertisement. We need to walk for a month to get there. Wei, Sage of Six Paths spread out. Only walking is allowed there, so I feel helpless. Wei frowned and realized that things were not easy. So, it's not your brother's control over there. Sage of Six Paths is directly speechless. The place you heard from is under my brother's control. How can my brother Hida? Wei was speechless for a moment. Can I say that I saw it from the novel? Sage of Six Paths calmed down. Speaking slowly. That place is not controlled by anyone, if you insist on who is in charge. Sage of Six Paths looks at Feng Youhui. Has you heard the name Hades? The figure of Hell Road flashed in Hui's brain. Not only did I hear it, but I also played it. Sage of Six Paths sighed. This is also what I worry about. Wei brow raised. What is the problem? Sage of Six Paths said slowly. Every time Rinnegan summoning comes out of the Pavilion King, he is a clone of the Hades in the pure land of the underworld. However, just like the shadow clone of Ninja World, the body will accept the memory of the clone. Wei frowned. You mean of the kings that the king of the underworld will know me? Sage of Six Paths shook his head. More than knowing you, I have the heart to kill you. Isn't it? Just killed a clone. So stingy. Sage of Six Paths says. Why do you think Hades has the greatest reputation in the underworld? It is by his character that bears grudges. Defects must be reported. Wei listened to Sage of Six Paths. There is a smile on the corner of the mouth. It seems that this trip to the pure land of the underworld will not be so boring. Sage of Six Paths looked at Wei suspiciously. Aren't you afraid? Can Hades beat you? Sage of Six Paths stared. Naturally can't beat me. Wei asked again. Then can you beat me? Sage of Six Paths. Chapter 202 Go to the pure land of the underworld. Advertisement. Hui's answer made Sage of Six Paths feel speechless. I really can't beat Wei. Sage of Six Paths shook his head and said. Then you go and prepare first, and gather here in 3 days. Wei nodded. The figure of Sage of Six Paths disappeared. The Itachi on the side recovered from shock. He seemed to have heard something terrible just now. Wei who looked to the side in a daze. Wei-kun, do you want this? Ah, go to the pure land of the underworld. Itachi frowned tightly. Although he doesn't know where the underworld pure land is. But listen to the name. I know it's not a good place. Wei-kun, why go to the pure land of the underworld? Wei waved the fan in his hand and said slowly. Make yourself stronger. Itachi reluctantly accepted this reason. Wei-kun, then you must pay attention to safety. Wei shrugged. Ah, it's actually not a big deal. Just to meet a few old friends. Wei looked back at Itachi. Let's go, Itachi. The thinking Itachi is awakened by Wei. Hurried back to 600 should arrive. Oh, I get it. The two returned to the village together. Respectively at the crossroads. Wei returned home, waiting for Shi Yan and others to return. Making dinner by the way. Sunset West Hill, Shi Yan and others also returned home. Looking at Wei who seemed to regain some vitality. Shi Yan smiled happily. Everyone sat at the dining table. Wei raised the sake cup in his hand and said. I'm going to practice in the next period of time. Several people looked at Wei in surprise. Why, Wei-kun is already the first person in the ninja world, right? Teru shook the sake cup in his hand. The first person in the ninja world, I'm not satisfied. Tsunade frowned. But, Wei, who can be your opponent? Wei smiled. This question is a good question. Everyone looked at Wei suspiciously. Advertisement. I saw Wei speak slowly. Sage of Six Paths. Nani? Quote question mark question mark question mark question mark question mark question mark. Quote. A big question mark floated on the heads of several people. Didn't Sage of Six Paths die long ago? Suna BCFD asked. Apparently several people don't know the fact that Sage of Six Paths still exists. After fascinating slowly telling the story of Sage of Six Paths to everyone. Everyone suddenly realized, so Sage of Six Paths still exists in the world. So, in the next period of time, I will practice with Sage of Six Paths. In order not to worry a few people, Wei did not say about going to the pure land of the underworld. Everyone can only nodded and agreed. After all, they are the ancestors of the shinobi world. After eating beautifully, a few people clamored for a while. Wei went back to the room. At night, Shi Yan sneaked in. After a while, Tsunade also went in. Here you can make up 7 or 8,000 words by yourself. Hey. The next morning, Wei woke up from the arms of several people. Looking at the messy bedroom, Wei shook his head helplessly. I kissed Xian and others next to me. After getting dressed, I walked slowly downstairs. Although swordsmanship may be rarely used now, but the daily training can't fall. Just like this, 3 days passed in a flash. Finally came the time agreed with Sage of Six Paths. Wei, Xian and others said hello. I came to the Hokage rock alone. Half lying on the Naruto rock, looking at the distant sky in a daze. Not long after, the figure of Sage of Six Paths appeared beside Wei. It seems that the old man is late. Sage of Six Paths with the same side. As long as you know. Is there anything else I haven't explained? Wei shook his head. Let's go. Sage of Six Paths nodded. The Six Paths tin rod in the hand draws a circle in the air. The circular portal appeared abruptly in front of the two. This is the entrance. Wei felt the breath coming from inside. Mysterious, powerful, and weird. Advertisement. Sage of Six Paths says. To be precise, it just opened an entrance to the pure land of the underworld. It's not a real underworld net yet. Wei brow raised. Eli, it seems that this trip to the pure land of the underworld will be very interesting. After all, following Sage of Six Paths, the figure slowly entered the portal. What? A strong white light flashed in front of my eyes. Wei opened his eyes. What you see is endless white. Just like in a mysterious space. This is the way to the pure land of the underworld. Wei felt the magic in his body. Completely fine. It seems that there is no problem with the transfer of space. Wei secretly nodded. It seems that the pure land of the underworld cannot suppress her power either. Sage of Six Paths fixed a direction. We are still far from the pure land of the underworld, come with me. Wei followed behind Sage of Six Paths, and the two slowly moved in one direction. Old man, you said before that there is no manager in the pure land of the underworld. He also said that Hades is the most powerful. Why didn't the Pavilion King unify the pure land of the underworld? Sage of Six Paths will give a beard. This question is a good question. Sage of Six Paths pondered for a moment and said. Hades is strong enough to unify the pure land of the underworld, but it will not be allowed. Wei brow raised. Oh, not allowed. Is it ninja consciousness again? Sage of Six Paths nodded. The existence time of the pure land of the underworld is the same as the time of the ninja realm. Before the birth of chakra, the pure land of the underworld already existed. Moreover, at that time, there was already the existence of King Ma. Wei squeezed his chin and said. So, the reason why there is no manager in the pure land of the underworld. It's because this is the ninja consciousness managing. Exactly. After receiving the answer from Sage of Six Paths, Wei fell into thought again. After a long time, Wei asked. What is ninja consciousness? Sage of Six Paths hurriedly covered Hui's mouth. Boy, don't talk nonsense. Ninja consciousness is not a thing, but a kind of consciousness that is close to the mind. Wei brow raised. That means, this guy still has an entity. Sage of Six Paths nodded. Yes, there is another name for the mindful body of ninja consciousness. Everything starts and all things end, called Zero. Chapter 203 Hashirama. Xiaohui, what are you doing? Advertisement. For a whole month, Wei walked on this white road, for a full month. All around me are white, and my feet are also white. It will always give people a feeling that the distance has not changed at all. If you are not firm, you will be driven mad. Sage of Six Paths looked at Wei with satisfaction. Full willpower. One day, the two finally came to a standing, black gate. Wei looked up at this huge door. Smacked yesterday. The handwriting of the pure land of the underworld is really big. Sage of Six Paths agrees that. That's nature. After all, in the pure land of the underworld, the most indispensable thing is labor. Hui's eyes swept around. There seems to be nothing but a gate. Boy, don't look, the only way to enter the pure land of the underworld is to go through this door. Sage of Six Paths finished speaking, came to the gate alone. Wei looked at the strong contrast between the back of Sage of Six Paths and the black gate. Sigh. Old man, can anyone push this door open? Sage of Six Paths waved the Six Paths tin rod in his hand, and seemed to be squandering all over the door. The old man really knows this. Someone has indeed pushed it away. Wei came interested. Oh, who is it? I told you before. Ah, it's the thinking body. Bright light flashed in Hui's eyes. Secretly thought. It seems that this thinking body is really capable of something. Just when Wei was thinking about it. Taste. A loud noise from the heavy door interrupted Hui's thoughts. Wei looked up. I saw the dark door slowly parting on both sides. Wei came to Sage of Six Paths. Old man, good job. Sage of Six Paths is proud. That is, don't look at who the old man is. Looking at the door opened with a trace of gaps. Sage of Six Paths says. Well, this distance is just enough for us to get in. Wei nodded. Indeed, although it's just a tiny gap, it's too wide. Sage of Six Paths said who made the door so big. Advertisement. Leading Wei step into the black gate. As the two enter. The door made the sound of, taste, again. Close tightly. On the other side, Wei looked at the surrounding environment. This is no longer a layer of unchanging white. Although the ground is still endless white. But there have been buildings on both sides. 2 floors of civilian styles are unevenly separated on both sides of the road. Sage of Six Paths smiled and said. Welcome to the pure land of the underworld. Wei couldn't help but let out a sigh. Wow, it's really not a joke here. Let's go, our destination has not arrived yet. Wei nodded and followed Sage of Six Paths to continue walking inside. In other words, can the souls here also cultivate chakra? Wei asked curiously. Along the way, he has felt several people have chakra in their bodies. Sage of Six Paths slowly said. Naturally you can practice chakra, and you can also duel. However, every time a person fails in a duel, his soul flies away. Wei brow raised. Even so, is there anyone in a duel? That's for sure, after all, some people just spare their lives. Our purpose this time is also those desperados. Wei expressed it clearly. The two stopped talking. Wei Zi looked curiously at the shop next to him. Hey, old man, how do you pay for these things? Sage of Six Paths says. No need to pay. No need to pay. What do these shops make? Sage of Six Paths looked at Wei and said. These shops are not opened by them. It's the pure land of the underworld according to the stories in front of everyone. Assigned. Therefore, even if you don't want to open a store, you will be forced to open a store. Wei suddenly realized. I really know how to play. The two followed the white road towards the depths. At this moment, a soft voice came. Huh, this is Xiaohui. Please ask for flowers. Wei looked back, wondering who actually remembered his name. As a result, I saw first Hokage Senju Hashirama. Advertisement. Wei looked at the casino behind Hashirama. A twitch of mouth. Hey, I really have to play when I die. Hashirama scratched his head and smiled awkwardly. Ahaha, there is nothing to do after all. Then looked at Wei and asked. Xiaohui, since you are here, don't think about Ninja World. I know it's hard for you to accept it for a while. But you will get better soon. Then, Hashirama pinched his chin. By the way, Xiaohui, how did you die? Wei listened to Hashirama's words, with a black line hanging between his forehead. Oh, you just died. Hashirama nodded blankly. Yes, I did die. Wei sighed helplessly, after clarifying things with Hashirama. Hashirama's right hand fisted on the palm of his left hand. Ah, Soga, that's it. Then, Hashirama seemed to think of something. Why don't you go to my place first? Wei brow raised. You still have a house here. Hashirama patted his chest proudly. It must be, who am I? I am first Hokage, as this old man next to Wei also with him. Hashirama finally discovered the existence of Sage of Six Paths. Wei pointed to Sage of Six Paths. This old man is Sage of Six Paths. Hashirama, quote question mark 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 question mark. Quote. Quote exclamation mark 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 exclamation mark. Quote. Hashirama salutes in a hurry. So you are Sage of Six Paths. Junior Senju Hashirama. Sage of Six Paths waved his hand. Don't be so restrained, I know everything about you. Hashirama wiped away the cold sweat that didn't exist on his face. Let's go, Xiaohui, come and sit with me for a while. Wei nodded. Then lead the way. Hashirama smiled and said. My neighbor misses you too. Chapter 204 I'm dead on horseback, can you still chase after me? Advertisement. Wei raised his brow as he listened to Hashirama's words. Seems to flash past the figure of a certain dance king. Hey, this pure land of the underworld probably won't do this, right? Then think carefully. According to the urinary nature of the pure land of the underworld, it is really possible. Sure enough, the three of them just walked to the door of Hashirama's house. Wei looked at the luxurious mansion in front of him. Slapped your lips. This treatment is really good. At this moment, a voice came to everyone's ears. Hash Lama. Come to fight. Wei, holding his forehead. It's really him. The three of them looked back. Uchiha Madara carries a Uchiha group fan behind his back, 600. Standing coldly behind the three, Uchiha Madara narrowed his eyes and looked at the two people beside Hashirama. Why is this so familiar? Also, Hui's hair and eyes have changed. It is excusable not to recognize it for a while. Wei chuckles while fanning the fan. Yeah, isn't this Uncle Madara? Have a good time. Asterisk. Madara listened to this familiar voice and title. Tremble all over. No way, you are Feng Youhui. Wei puts away the fan. It seems Uncle Madara still remembers me. Madara said angrily. How could I forget you? By the way, what are you doing here? No. Hui's face was full of question marks, what else did he fill in his brain? Madara yelled. I'm dead on horseback, are you still chasing me? Are you planning to kill them all? Wei, Sage of Six Paths. Who gave you the confidence is here to find you? Wei said he didn't want to care about you. Turned around and entered Hashirama's house. Not to mention, the ground outside Hashirama's house is lawn. This made Wei, who had been watching the white ground for more than a month, finally feel comfortable. I found a comfortable place and lay down. After a while. Advertisement. Hashirama pulled Madara in. It seems that Madara has already understood that Hui's purpose is not him. Four people sitting on the lawn. Hashirama asked. Xiaohui, so, did you come here this time to defeat Pluton? Wei closed his eyes and said. Let's talk about it if you encounter it. Before that, you must find some strong opponents. Hashirama frowned. In this pure land of the underworld, apart from me and Madara. It seems that there is really no strong opponent. Madara also snorted proudly. Feng Youhui, I am afraid you are going to be disappointed. Wei opened his eyes and cast aside Madara. Desperados will do. Isn't it a strong opponent? Wei stretched. If there is a strong opponent, I naturally hope to be a strong opponent. If not, it can only be stacked by quantity. The two people who listened to Hui's words were in the cloud and mist. I don't understand what Wei is from. Wei is not interested in saying it again. Suddenly Wei remembered something. By the way, Hashirama, is there a place to sell alcohol in the pure land of the underworld? Hashirama didn't respond for a while. Oh, of course it is. Hearing this, Wei swallowed saliva. The wine of the pure land of the underworld. Haven't drunk it yet. Hashirama seems to understand Hui's meaning. Grinning. Xiaohui, if you want to drink, I'll let them bring some in a while. Wei brow raised. Can I still deliver food here? Hashirama scratched his head. Actually not, but who made me first Hokage? Ha 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 ha. After some exchanges, Wei understood. The co-author of the wine cellar is a member of the Senju clan. Sage of Six Paths on the side also said. Boy, then go there tomorrow. It doesn't seem to be anxious to see you. Wei nodded. Actually, after drawing her. Wei is completely relieved. The reason for coming to the pure land of the underworld. One is because of curiosity. The second is because Wei also wants to figure out why the pure land of the underworld exists. Now the two questions have basically been answered. To be honest, whether Wei absorbs desperados is not so important anymore. Advertisement. Just come out and relax. Wei secretly thought. Finally, the wine of the pure land of the underworld was sent over. Of course, there are still necessary dishes to go with alcohol. Several people sitting together, tasting wine and eating vegetables. In other words, you can still drink and eat in this state. Wei pursed his lips and said. Hashirama smiled. I'm also very curious, obviously I'm already dead. However, this feeling is very strange, as if I had come alive in another world. Wei shrugged. Who knows? It's also the shinobi who really hates you. That's right, where's Tobarama? Hashirama laughed. Tobarama, I seem to be studying something with Izuna. Wei brow raised. With Izuna, Madara on the side said. What's the matter? What's the matter with Izuna? Hui's mouth twitched. I almost forgot this Brokon. Quietly asked Hashirama. Isn't Izuna killed by Tobarama? Can he play together after death? Hashirama scratched his head. To be honest, I also feel amazing. But the two did research together. Wei said that this world is really amazing. After 3 rounds of wine, I have to say that the wine of the pure land of the underworld is really strong 5.3. Although I don't know what it is made of. But people who drink it are extremely refreshing. A few people just lay on the lawn and fell asleep like this. At this moment, Tobarama and Izuna are back. The two just walked into the yard. I smelled a scent of wine. Tobarama frowned. It looks like your elder brother came to my elder brother for a drink again. Izuna also smiled helplessly. These two people. Tobarama stepped forward and looked at the people in the yard. Let out a doubt. Hey, isn't this kid Wei? Tobarama frowned deeper. Why did Weeboy appear here? Who was he killed? Chapter 205 Careful Hades. Advertisement. One night's time passed, and I woke up leisurely. Holding a swollen head. This wine from the pure land of the underworld is really strong. I was actually drunk too. Tobarama, who stayed awake all night, spotted the awakening Wei the first time. Came to hide in a hurry. Xiaohui, why did you come here? Did something big happen to Ninja World? Wei rubbed his sleepy eyes. Only then can I see the people clearly. It turned out to be Tobarama. Wei stretched. It's nothing, I did it voluntarily. Later, Wei explained to Tobarama why he came to the pure land of the underworld by himself. Tobarama was relieved now, as long as it's not killed. Hui's gaze swept over Hashirama and Madara, who were still sleeping. Didn't these two people have a good drinking capacity? At this moment, Izuna, who looks like Sasuke, said. Big brother, their drink volume is actually average. Wei looked at Izuna and raised her brow. Sure enough, it really looks like 12 Sasuke. You are Uchiha Izuna, right? Izuna nodded. When we first met, I am Uchiha Izuna, and you are Feng Youhui, right? Wei was surprised. Oh, it seems that you still know me. Izuna smiled. Every day I hear Tobarama and other people who have just come to the pure land of the underworld mention you. Wei was curious. What do they say about me? Izuna thought for a while. Huh, devil child, Wei, so, this shameful name has been spread to the pure land of the underworld. Izuna continued. What other demon of Ninja World, savior, or something? Where's Wuhua 8 Gate? Hui's mouth twitched. Ah, I feel bad mood in an instant. Tobarama brought a cup of tea. Xiaohui, have a drink, this is also a special product of the underworld pure land. Wei heard the words, tasting tea carefully. Smash it mouth. It's really different, a different sense of purity. It's fine if you think it tastes good. This is what I planted in my elder brother's yard. Wei brow raised. Tobarama, if you don't study the forbidden technique, should you sell tea? Tobarama's mouth twitches straight. How is it possible? It's just made when boring. Wei listened to Tobarama's Tsunere tone. Advertisement. It means you feel good. The three chatted. After a while, Hashirama and Madara finally woke up. The two of them were holding their heads. Feeling splitting headache. Ah, indeed the wine is still too strong. Hashirama said slightly painfully. Madara snorted. Don't you drink more? Wei looked at the flirting and scolding two people, really didn't see. After eating some special food from the pure land of the underworld, Wei and Hashirama, under the leadership of Sage of Six Paths, finally came to the center of the town. There is a huge building standing there. A manor that looks like a daeming mansion. Sage of Six Paths turned back to Wei and said. Here is where the avatar of King Pavilion is located. Wei nodded, looking at Hashirama and others behind him. You guys don't follow along. What else Hashirama wanted to say, was pulled by Tobarama. Brother, we won't get involved in this matter. Hashirama nodded helplessly. Wei followed Sage of Six Paths into the manor. This is like Hashirama's home. It is also a lawn full of ground. But it's not as refreshing as Hashirama's. Full of cold breath. Yi, does this guy live like this? Isn't it the king of Hades? Wei said jokingly. Right here, a very cold voice came from all directions. Who is making noise here? I don't know if this is the site of my Hades. Sage of Six Paths is Six Paths tin rod lightly pestle. Ham, it's me, Otsutsuki Hagoromo. Invisible ripples appeared in the void in front of the two. A huge purple head looking at Sage of Six Paths. It turned out to be Sage of Six Paths. Really disrespectful. Sage of Six Paths snorted coldly. I discovered my identity early in the morning. Have to do these things. Sage of Six Paths looked at Wei. I said in my heart. It seems that Hades really remembers you. At this moment, the giant Rinnegan stared at Feng Youhui on the side. How about you, kid? What are you doing here? Wait a moment. Advertisement. Hades raised his brows. A purple light flashed in my eyes. Eli, you are a living person. Boom. The aura on Hades rose instantly. Full of gloom and cold, chakra wraps Feng Youhui tightly. Little ghost, living people trespass into the pure land of the underworld, do you know what the consequences will be? Wei raised his brows. This guy is really careful. Thoughts flashed by. Asked. Oh, what are the consequences? Jian Wang let out a cold snort. The consequence is to be swallowed by me. Swish. The tongue in Hades's mouth flew to Wei quickly. Wei stood there, motionless, as if frightened stupidly. A glimmer of success flashed in the eyes of Hades. The anger endured by the endurance world is all returned to you now. Go to hell, kid. Woolen cloth. The huge tongue just touched Wei. 600 Hades felt a sharp pain from his tongue. Ah 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 ah. Jian Wang couldn't help howling in pain. Looked at Wei in horror. Boy, what the hell did you do? Wei walked to the front of Hades step by step. Me, I didn't do anything. It's just that you are too weak to break through my defenses. Since I can't break through the defense, then all the damage I have suffered will be returned. Hades, body trembled, never heard of such a thing. Waving a paper fan in Hui's hand. Thought of, it's worthy of being an inherent skill of the 12-star sky. That's right, this is one of Weishin's skills. Open black lens bracket cancer close black lens bracket open black lens bracket Ragi Suzuzo close black lens bracket. Return all the damage you have suffered. Wei looked at the shivering Hades in front of him. Sighed. The clone is still too weak. Go back and tell your body, I will wait for him here. Then with a wave of his right hand, a huge beam of light fell from the sky. It pierced through Yama's body in an instant. Sage of Six Paths has been dumbfounded. Hui's voice came to Sage of Six Paths, ears. Libra, Zawaki. Chapter 206 12-star inherent skills. Advertisement. Open black lens bracket Libra close black lens bracket open black lens bracket Zaway 7 close black lens bracket. It is the inherent skill of Libra. The direct beam of light has the effect of penetrating defense. Has the highest priority, i.e. cannot be evaded. This is a small part of the skills of the new character that Wei has acquired. 12 stars inherent skills. Each constellation has a different effect. Even so, these skills have already made Wei an invincible place. Wei sighed with emotion. Ah, how lonely is invincible. Sage of Six Paths on the side looked at Wei so lightly that he would destroy Hades's clone. Sage of Six Paths was completely stunned. This kid has never used this kind of power before. Look at Xiangwei. Is it stronger again? It's really a monster. Following Hui's footsteps, he returned to Hashirama's residence. Hashirama looked at Wei and blinked. It has ended. Wei nodded. Ah, it's over. Hashirama, why so fast? Wei shrugged. Maybe because Hades is a little too weak, right? After that, Wei entered his room. Hashirama and Sage of Six Paths left in the yard. What is going on with Sage of Six Paths? Hashirama asked suspiciously about Sage of Six Paths. It's not that he doesn't believe in Wei. I can't believe it's only a few minutes. Wei can defeat Hades, although it is a clone. But even for Hashirama, it takes a lot of effort to defeat him. Sage of Six Paths sighed and shook his head. Boy Wei, he has become stronger again. Hashirama was taken aback. How strong can it be? Sage of Six Paths looked straight at Hashirama. Now he can kill you in an instant. Hashirama took a breath. Sage of Six Paths does not bother to lie to him in this regard. So the truth of the matter seems to be so. Hashirama swallowed saliva. Sweeping his eyes to the confined door. The road after Wei. Advertisement. How would you choose? The words are divided into two ends. Wei returned to the room. The spirit is immersed in consciousness. When I used the 12-star sky just now, Wei felt a little strange. I carefully explored the 12-star sky. A smile appeared on the corner of Hui's mouth. Is it because I am too weak? Sighed helplessly. This is really unreasonable. That's right, Wei was vomited by the 12-star heaven. After all, the 12-star sky is considered a skill-conscious skill. What does that mean? That is to say, the 12-star sky can be based on the real magic power of the owner. Adjust your own strength, although Wei killed the avatar of Hades instantly. But that was released by the strength of the 12-star sky matching Wei. In this regard, 12 stars is not satisfied. The 12-star sky thinks Wei is too weak. We must improve our strength as soon as possible. Hui's mouth twitched. It's really the first time to be complained by skills. However, Wei still humbly accepted 12-star sky's opinions. Consciousness is immersed in my mind and talks with every skill. Then, Wei was spit out by all the skills. Wei, under Hui's training, time passed quickly. At the same time, the central location of the pure land of the underworld. This is not a pure white world. On the contrary, it was so cold that it was frightening. Fear fills the heart of every soul. There are roars from time to time on the cold solution. Here is the paradise of evil spirits. And at the very center. It is the seat of Hades. The huge body was revealed for the first time. Every time summoning, or clone, can only show the head of King Ma. The reason is nothing more than that, it's just because Hades is too big. It is even comparable to the height of 10 tails. At this time, the king of Yama is extracting chakra around him. The huge chakra Uzumaki surrounds the body, then madly poured into the body. Suddenly, the king of Yama, who closed his eyes, opened his eyes abruptly. A gleam of light flashes in the lavender Rinnegan. It's Feng Youhui again. Advertisement. A dangerous smile rises from the corner of Yama's mouth. Don't say breaking into the pure land of the underworld, you dare to provoke me. The king's Rinnegan swept away. That's where Wei is located. This time, I must kill you. I saw the king of the pavilion wave his hand. What? Counting the figure surrounded by darkness, appeared beside Hades. Asterisk. His lord Yama, Master Yama. The dark figure knelt on one knee and respectfully praised the king. The chakra on Hades forms a portrait of Feng Youhui in the air. The deep tone sounded. This human being trespassed into the pure land of the underworld and killed him. Yes, Lord Yama. Everyone got the order, and the figure disappeared instantly. Hades closed his eyes again. Feng Youhui. I will definitely want you to die this time. After all, Hades once again entered the mode of absorbing chakra. The figure surrounded by darkness received the order. I dare not stop for a moment. Madly ran towards Feng Youhui's location. Boss, Lord Yama seems to care about this human being. A voice came into the ears of the leading middle-aged man in black. The middle-aged man in black smiled. Ah, I really care about it. The young man in black on the side asked again. What exactly did this king's human do? The middle-aged man in black thought for a moment, then slowly said. This human seems to have killed several clones of Lord Pavilion. The strength is very strong, everyone should pay attention this time. Yes, boss. Okay, boss. Everyone's eyes became solemn. Since I can kill the clone of Lord Yama, it must not be waiting. The pace of everyone is not particularly quickened. Meanwhile, Hashirama Mansion. Wei opened his eyes. Exhaled deeply. The inherent skills of the 12-star sky are really a hard bone to chew. Then smiled. Not enough, fortunately I was completely absorbed by me. I saw the totem beam of the 12-star sky surrounded by Wei. Finally, it slowly fell into Hui's body. Chapter 207 The Special Envoy of the King is coming. Advertisement. Wei took a breath and finally mastered this skill. Yes, it's a skill. Who makes the newly fusion character so powerful? 12-star days, although there are 12 constellations. But it is a skill. In the next few days, Wei has been staying in Hashirama's mansion, waiting for the arrival of the king. 3 days are fleeting. Wei, who was resting in the yard, opened his eyes. There seems to be a flash of light in my eyes. Eli. 5 breaths, the king of Yan didn't come in person. It's really cautious and arrogant. Wei sat up from the lawn. Look far away. What? 5 figures wrapped in darkness appeared on the house instantly. Surrounded by 5 pointed stars. The headed middle-aged man looks at Feng Youhui in front of him. Long yellow hair, red eyes. It's a good skin. A hoarse voice came from the mouth of the middle-aged man. You are Feng Youhui, right? Feng Youhui propped his head and looked at the middle-aged man. You are the people sent by the king of Fujian. Is it 600? It's a little too weak. The voice of Wei's speech fell. The young man on the side snorted coldly. Dare to speak up when you die. What? I saw the youth appear in front of Wei in an instant. The black chakra is condensed in his hand, rushing towards Wei. Wei just glanced faintly, then withdrew his gaze. I don't know what I can do. Boom. There was a huge roar. I saw the young man clutching his fist and wailing. Ah 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 ah. The eyes of the remaining few people instantly became jealous. As expected, someone who can kill Lord Jian's clone. The middle-aged man said coldly. But if your ability is this tortoise shell. That's far from it. After all, the middle-aged man waved his hand. I saw the 3 hands of the seal at the same time. Secret escape thunder. Thorn it. Advertisement. A huge black thunder and lightning shot out from the hands of the 3. Wei still does not move like a mountain. It's just lips lightly. Cancer, water level 4. Invisible fluctuations entwined around the body. Hui's defensive power has reached an invincible state. Boom. A powerful thunder and lightning blasted on Hui's body. No injury. Middle-aged pupils shrink. What kind of defense is this? Wei waved the paper fan to disperse the smoke in front of him. Looking at the middle-aged man with abusive eyes. Is that the only thing? Then let me down a bit. The middle-aged man's thoughts flashed by, and he gave a cold snort. I admit your defense is very strong. But just based on this, I can't beat me waiting. After all, the middle-aged man took a deep breath. The body is entwined with dark chakra, slowly pouring into his mouth. Roar. The middle-aged man opened his mouth, and a black chakra bombarded Wei. Wei brow raised. Tailed beast bomb for reference again. However, Wei still did not move. Because he knows that there is absolutely no injury. Puff. The chakra cannon hit Hui's body. However, he couldn't defeat Wei. Can't even make him move a step. The other 4 men in black don't know when. With all kinds of weapons in his hand, he came to hide. Hui's mouth curled. Well, I'm a little tired of playing. Cancer, Ragi Suzuzo. I saw that all the damage that Wei suffered was fed back to everyone in black without warning. BCFD, suddenly screaming ceaselessly. If the injuries suffered by the 4 men in black are average. The middle-aged headed person is suffering a huge amount of damage. Peppy. The bodies of the 5 were torn in an instant. Blood poured out. Woolen cloth. Woolen cloth. The bodies of the 4 fell to the ground. The middle-aged man also knelt on his knees, panting heavily. The middle-aged man looked at Hui's eyes with fear. Advertisement. What kind of monster is it? Defeated everyone without moving a step. Isn't this horse riding a bit too much? The four of Hashirama gathered at the door of the room not far away looked at the scene in front of them with solemn eyes. From the moment the 5 people appeared, everyone would go up and help. But was interrupted by Wei secretly. I don't know what method Wei used. Set the bodies of the 4 people in place. I can only watch Wei defeat the 5 in an instant without moving. Izuna is the first time I saw Hui's battle. Swallowing frantically. As this Feng Youhui's strength. Then the remaining 3 were silent. Although Feng Youhui is very strong. But that is swordsmanship and flames. Such an ability has never been seen before. Feng Youhui has become stronger again. Uchiha Madara said in a low voice. Hashirama and others nodded. It's more than a powerful ability, it's really a monster. Turning his eyes to the yard. Wei looked at the middle-aged man in front of him flatly. Is this your full power? Spray, it's too weak. The middle-aged man stood up hard. Yelled. Feng Youhui. After all, the middle-aged man has a strange seal on his hands. Ah 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 ah. 4 screams came into everyone's ears. The bodies of the 4 people began to explode. It quickly turned into a black mist. The middle-aged man took a deep breath. The black mist of the 4 people was instantly inhaled by the middle-aged people. What? The middle-aged man spit out a sigh of breath. Black ripples erupted from the body. Count to the curse marks appearing on the middle-aged people. Wei looked at the scene in front of him, frowning. Where did I see such a trick? At this moment, the dark hood covering the middle-aged man disappeared. Finally revealed the true face of the middle-aged man. The corner of Hui's mouth rises. Sure enough, it's you. Long time no see. Shadow 1. Chapter 208 Crushed. Advertisement. The sound of Hui's words fell, and Yinjiki seemed to have no feeling. It's as if I'm not Keigaiki. It seems that this Hades is pretty good at manipulating people's hearts, he has a hand. Wei understands, Ying Yi's memory should have been tampered with by King Jian. As a result, Ying Yi didn't remember Wei at all. Wei stood up slowly from the lawn. With a smile on the corner of the mouth. Since it's an old friend, reunion, then I must also show proper respect. Having said that, but Wei just flashed the paper fan in his hand gently. Roar. Keigaiki seems to be finally ready. Feng Youhui. For Lord Jian. Kill you. What? After all, Ying Yi waved his fist and rushed towards Wei. Wei moved his feet, dodging Keigaiki's fist. Ying Yi, it seems that King Ma treats you that way. It's still only a fist, and it's still a burial husband. Hui's words continue to stimulate Ying Yi, although the memory has been tampered with. But the anger hidden in my heart can't be suppressed in any way. Roar. Ying yelled, and the darkness in his right hand quickly condensed into a sword of darkness. Crazy Zan Shangwei. What? System. Wei kept dodging, still at ease. Ying Yi realized that it seemed that the close combat couldn't hurt Wei at all. Get away quickly. Keigaiki's left hand is surging with the dark chakra. Boom. Woolen cloth. The endless dark ball blasted towards Wei. Boom. The huge dense fog instantly enveloped Wei. Ying Yi took advantage of this time. There is a weird and complicated seal in his hands. The smoke dissipated, and Hui's figure reappeared. Shadow 1 pupil shrinks. Sure enough, still unscathed. But, the next trick. You absolutely can't hide it. Between the words, Ying Yi's hands are completed. Boom boom boom. A violent wave instantly shattered Hashirama's mansion. Hashirama and others have cold sweats on their foreheads. Gazing at the Shadow 1 in front of you. Advertisement. This guy has such a strong ability. That's right, the dark power condensed by the shadow at this moment. Far surpassed Hashirama in its heyday. The pure white land of the underworld seems to be unable to withstand such power. The pure white sky and ground are gradually eroded by darkness. Ying Yi shouted. Feng Youhui. This is the end. Secret escape Onamauchi. A gloomy force instantly surrounded Wei. Silent. Keigaiki's figure instantly became wilted. The sturdy body shrinks as if it was discouraged. Ying gulped and gasped. He stared at Wei who was surrounded by darkness. Just when Ying Yi thought it was successful, the flat voice came to Keigaiki's ears. Sure enough, I was disappointed. Invisible ripples penetrate the darkness. Ona Mokai was torn in an instant. The powerful impact directly caused Keigaiki's body to fly far away. Hit the ground fiercely. Kei, wearing Sakura's white kimono, reappeared in front of everyone. Wei gently fanned the paper fan in his hand. Keigaiki, I'm so disappointed. Ying Yi looked at Feng Youhui in fear. How can it be? How can this be? Keigaiki's body trembled crazily. Hold your head tightly with both hands. I don't want to believe what is happening in front of me. Monster. Monster. Listening to Keigaiki's roar. Wei frowned. Raise your right hand and aim your palm at Shadow 1. This is the end of the boring tricks. Aries Lu Susan. Boom. The iridescent flame burns in the palm of your hand. Hui's right hand gently covered Keigaiki's body. Pain. Pain erupted from the bottom of Keigaiki's heart. Unstoppable. Unbearable pain. For flowers. Boom. Advertisement. The flame seemed to have spotted Ying Yi. Instantly swallowed Keigaiki's body and burned it. Then disappear. No ashes left, as Shadow 1 was wiped out. Wei opened the invisible shackles on Hashirama and others. Hashirama and others are finally able to act. Come to Hui's side. Tobirama tried to keep calm and asked. What is this? But the slightly trembling voice still exposed Tobirama's uneasy heart. Originally, Kageiki's strength made the four of them tremble. The strength far surpassing Hashirama's heyday was killed by Kazu's understatement. Not everyone can bear such a thing. Oh. Wei shrugged. Well, it's just a little trick. The stronger the opponent's strength, the stronger the flame. Hashirama, Madara, Tobirama, Izuna, listen, is this talking human? The stronger the enemy's strength, the stronger the flame. If you meet the Pavilion King, wouldn't you be able to kill it instantly? Madara says. There should be some restrictions. Otherwise, this move is a bit too pervert. Wei shrugged. Yes, it's useless for someone better than me. Hashirama, Madara, Tobirama, Izuna. Listen, is this talking human? How many are stronger than you? Don't you have any points in your heart? A few people are madly complaining in their hearts. Wei ignored a few people. Look into the distance. Hammer. The Hades in the distance trembled at this moment. He has already felt Kageiki's failure. Yama's eyes were instantly filled with anger. Reproduction of Shadow 1 is a waste of a lot of his work. Hades clenched his fists tightly. Feng Youhui. You really angered me this time. After all, the huge body of Hades disappeared in place like a phantom. Chapter 209 Feng Youhui. Come out and die. Advertisement. With Kageiki's death, things seem to come to an end. But everyone knows that this is just the tranquility before the storm. It's impossible for the careful Hades to let Wei off so easily. One day, Sage of Six Paths returned to Hashirama's residence. A few days ago, Sage of Six Paths left here. Don't know where. Wei looked at Sage of Six Paths' frown and asked. Old man, what happened? Sage of Six Paths was silent for a moment, then slowly said. I went to find my brother, he is not there. Wei brow raised. Maybe it's out. Sage of Six Paths shook his head. Impossible, even if he wants to leave, he will explain things clearly to me. But he didn't. It turned out that when the 600 Taoist immortals arrived here, the connection between him and his brother was suddenly broken. Sage of Six Paths went to find the place where Hamura lived. But I didn't find Hamura. This makes Sage of Six Paths feel a little irritable. It seems that things have begun to develop in a different direction. And it's a direction that Sage of Six Paths can't predict. So Sage of Six Paths returned to Hashirama's place. Wei explained the situation clearly. Next, I will leave for a while again. Wei nodded and agreed. Sage of Six Paths once again anxiously left the place where Hashirama lives. Time is passing slowly. 1 day, 2 days. Finally on the 3rd day, something strange happened. The sky not far away was rendered cold black. A group of dark clouds quickly moved to the city where Wei was. The souls in the town are shocked. What is this? This dark cloud makes me feel terrified. Countless souls trembled from the heart. Wei naturally noticed this dark cloud right away. Looking at the dark clouds that are coming towards him. Radiant of mouth. Finally here. The dark cloud is approaching. Just hear an angry shout from inside. Feng Youhui. Come out and die. The majestic chakra sets off the sound of the dark clouds incomparably cold. What? I saw a giant jumping out of the dark clouds. Boom. The giant's body stomped on the ground fiercely. Advertisement. The shock wave directly killed all nearby souls. Looking at the shock wave that is about to rush in front of you. The paper fan in Hui's hand is in front of him. The shock wave disappeared instantly. Hades looked at the scene before him. There seems to be a flash of light in my eyes. Feng Youhui came to the front of King Jian in an instant. You are the king of Hades, right? The body is really big enough. Wei looked up and down the body of King Ma. Amazed. 10 tails is nothing more than that, right? Hades snorted coldly. Feng Youhui, you irritated me again and again. Now I am coming. Wei brow raised. Enraged you seem to have some misunderstanding. Wei fanned the paper fan in his hand. It's not that you irritated you, but that your tricks bore me. I want to kill you. After listening to Hui's words, Wang Jian. His eyes narrowed. Boy, you are too arrogant. I saw Yama's right hand wiped from the air. It turned out to have spatial ripples. Come out, my army. Invisible ripples tear the space apart. Taste. Behind the torn space is pitch black. I can only hear some chewing sounds. Then, endless evil spirits poured out from inside. Some evil spirits still have arms or thighs in their mouths. Awesomely eating just now. It's just human beings who are eaten. Attention, it is human beings, not souls. Wei watched more and more evil spirits pouring out of it. Frown. Looking at Wang. You actually invaded the ninja world. There was a smug smile on Hades' face. So what? The mere human beings are the rations of my army. Really, are you not afraid of what Zero will do to you? When Wang heard this, he felt a little surprised. Advertisement. Feng Youhui, you actually know the existence of Zero. It seems that Sage of Six Paths told you. Wei shrugged. Who knows? Hades snorted coldly. What about Zero? I just feed my army the human beings that are about to die. Even if it is Zero, you can't participate. Wei brow raised. You guy, dare to drill Zero loopholes. If you are found by Zero, you will die miserably, right? Hades disagrees. What about vulnerabilities? What about being discovered? Zero will only be grateful to me for helping him find the loopholes. Wei shook his head. I thought you knew more than me. It seems that you are just a scum. Hades stared in anger. Feng Youhui, what do you mean? Wei shook his head, not speaking. Zero Morning already had consciousness, but he didn't stop King Jian's actions. Maybe he is secretly calculating the King of Yama behind his back. Thinking of this, Wei Wu realized. It seems that the king of the court has acted against Wei. It seems to be within the calculation of Zero. Wei curled his lips. Hey, this kind of feeling is really bad. Hui's mood is not so good for a moment. At this time, the king of Jian waved his hand. Countless evil spirits rushed towards Wei in an instant. Feng Youhui, die under the iron hoof of my army. 5.3. Roar, roar. The endless evil spirit interrupted Hui's thinking. Wei frowned. I'm really sorry, Hades. I am not in a good mood right now. After all, the magic power on Wei erupts. Boom. The overwhelming magic power instantly blocked the actions of the evil spirits. Even Hades can't escape. The huge body trembled crazily. What is this? King Jian has never seen this kind of energy. The magic power shook everyone like a turbulent wave. As for the human sea tactics, I also have it. Winter Wolf. Chapter 210 I'm up, it's a snap, who has an opinion? Advertisement. The sound of Hui's words fell. I saw a huge magic circle suddenly appeared under my feet. The brilliant light makes people can't help but close their eyes. Wow, roar. In an instant, thousands of wolves of light were created. A hint of surprise flashed in the eyes of Hades. What it is? Ninjutsu. No, not ninjutsu. Too late to think about it. Wei has waved his hand. All the wolves rushed towards the evil spirits. Yama is naturally unwilling to lag behind. Commanding the evil spirits also rushed towards the wolves. Although the number of the two parties is very different. But the wolves still bite the evil spirits hard. The dead wolves have never dissipated. Hades looked at the rapidly dwindling pack of wolves. There was a mocking smile on his face. Shout, I thought you were so powerful, but I didn't expect that you were also a man of ignorance. My subordinate. Kill him. Roar. After the evil spirit killed the last 12 packs of wolves. Run quickly towards Feng Youhui. Hashirama and others hurriedly joined the battlefield. Resist the attack of evil spirits. Hui's expression is still plain. You guys retreat. Hashirama was taken aback, and wanted to speak. As a result, I saw the peace in Hui's eyes. What kind of vision is that? If the high gods are looking down on sentient beings. Hashirama swallowed the unspoken words. Brought Tobarama and others out of the attack range of the evil spirits. Haha laughed. Does your companion leave you too? Boom. I saw the magic circle under Hui's feet light up again. Wei said slowly. Don't get me wrong, I just think you are too weak. There is no need for more people to join in. When Wang heard this, he gave a cold snort. Don't be ashamed, my subordinates, tear him apart. Roar. The evil spirits rushed towards Wei excitedly. I saw Wei waved his right hand. Things that shake the sky and the earth Fenrir. What? Accompanied by the speech of Hui's words. The wolves that died before suddenly turned into rays of light rushing in front of Wei. It instantly turned into a huge wolf. Advertisement. The height can reach more than 200 meters. The transformed wolf king's nose twitched slightly. Seems to be very disdainful of evil spirits. Shatter them, Fenrir. The wolf king who got the order. Mouth open, roar. An unstoppable roar came from the wolf king's mouth. The destructive sound waves instantly spread to the distance. The evil spirits are the closest enemies to the wolf king. I was instantly torn apart by the roar. Then annihilated. Just one blow. Destroy all evil spirits. Clear the field directly. It is as strong as King Jian that he has to cover his ears tightly. The roar of the wolf king shocked Hades. Looking at the evil spirits that have been completely wiped out. Wei nodded in satisfaction. Very well done, Fenrir, I will leave it to you in the future. The wolf king, that is, Fenrir kissed Sengwi's arm. Dissipated in the air as a spot of light. Wei looked at Hades who was still holding his head opposite. Can't help but feel funny. Is that your strength? Hell. Hui's voice awakened King Ma. Hades endured a headache and glared at the Wei in front of him. Snapped. Right hand slap on the ground. Darkened Sheena is better than ancient. Suddenly, a strong wind blew all around Wei. The endless wind blade lingers by Hui's side. Hades has a smile on his face. Go to hell, Feng Youhui. Wow. Cut Shangwei in the endless wind blade mist. Cancer, Yagi Suzuzo. Invisible ripples rippling on Hui's body. Stab. Thorn it. The wind blade swept across Hui's body. Make a harsh sound. But Wei is still unscathed. The king's smile was over. Suddenly a sharp pain came from my body. It seems to be cut by the wind. Puff. The huge body is covered with traces of wind blade cutting. Advertisement. Hades hurriedly stopped Xenodubagu. The body fell on the ground. Gasping for breath. Looking at Wei who slowly landed on the opposite side with a grim face. You are not ninjutsu at all. What kind of monster are you? The face on the opposite side is plain and terrible. Repealed me as a monster again and again, again and again. You really want to die. Boom. After all, there is a huge magic circle gushing out of your feet. The lavender magic circle sends a dangerous message. Wei raised his right arm slowly, aiming at Hades. This is the final punishment for you. Aquarius Absolute Zero. A cold air appeared without warning. Boom. The highly compressed Absolute Zero air mass is ejected. The king's pupils shrank. Not good. Absolutely dangerous. Yama wants 600 to move his body. But I found that I didn't know when I was already entangled in chains. Hades pulls with all his strength. But still can't break free. Wei lips lightly open. Don't struggle in vain. This is the magic of the sun photon lock photon chain. A trace of contempt flashed in Hui's eyes. Only you can't break free at all. While talking, Absolute Zero has already rushed to the front of Hades. Feng Youhui. Flavor. With the roar of Hades. The huge body was instantly frozen. Wei casually waved. Released the photon lock, slowly walked to the pavilion king's side. I know you can still hear me now. This is my last kindness. Hell, you didn't realize it from beginning to end. The gap between the two of us is like the gap between a man and an ant. Wei looked directly at King Jian. Hades. Eyes are full of pleading. Wei shook his head. Farewell, humble Hades. Tap the ice cube with your finger. Flavor. Boom. The body of Hades instantly turned into ice scum. Chapter 211 Weizhuang Shinsu Senju. Advertisement. As King Yu's body turned into ice scum, this trip to the pure land of the underworld has no meaning anymore. Wei can feel the power of this power. It's just that the only thing that has some influence on Wei is the absolute calm brought by that power. In the battle, Let Wei has completely become a godlike existence. Moreover, it seems to be affecting his normal life. Do you really want to become a god? Wei still didn't make up his mind to abandon humanity. Shook his head. Throw these thoughts out of your head. Wei turned and looked at Hashirama and others who had come behind him. Well, although I have tried my best to reduce skills. But it still caused some damage. Wei said to Hashirama. How can Hashirama take care of these now? Xiaohui, it doesn't matter what the house is, it can be repaired in an instant anyway. Hashirama's eyes looked at Wei. But, I want to experience your power. Is it okay? Madara on the side is also the militant factor in her body. I want to experience it too. Wei looked at Hashirama, who was looking forward to it, and Madara, who glanced at Wei from time to time. Shrugged. Well, I don't care. I'm afraid you can't stand the shock. Hashirama hastily patted his chest. As Senju Hashirama so easily hit. Madara also interjected. Uchiha Madara, haven't seen any big winds and waves. Wei nodded. Alright, but not today. Tomorrow, hit you before you leave. Tobarama asked. Xiaohui, are you leaving tomorrow? Wei shrugged. Still unsure as of now. After all, the old man at Six Paths doesn't know where he is. But it should be only these few days. Tobarama nodded and said he understood. So after Hashirama paid quite a lot of chakra, Hashirama's house has finally been repaired. At night, a few people sat on the lawn. Wei lay not far away. Looking up at the dark sky. Xiaohui, come for a drink. Hashirama asked Wei. Wei takes the wine glass. Hashirama, have you ever thought about what else is beyond the sky? Hearing this, several people in Hashirama were silent for a moment. To be honest, I have also thought about this problem. Madara says. Also, I tried to walk through that place. A trace of fear flashed in Madara's eyes. Advertisement. There are not many things that can make Madara fearful. Madara swallowing drool. Behind this sky, I saw a person. Taste. Madara's voice just fell. There was a flash of lightning in the sky. It seems to be warning Madara. Madara's expression was suddenly dull for a moment. Silence immediately. No more words. Wei frowned, staring into the air. The people who seemed to lie in the sky look at each other. Madara's expression soon returned to normal. I just forgot what I just said. Hashirama and others did not mention it tacitly. A few people finished their dinner beautifully. Time quickly came to the next day. In a blank space far away from Hashirama's house. Madara and Hashirama stand side by side. Looking at Wei with a serious expression. Keiichi wore a sakura color kimono. With a paper fan in his hand. Staring at the two opposite people with plain expressions. Bring it on. Madara and Hashirama stared. What? System. The two figures appeared in front of Wei in an instant. Just to learn, Wei naturally did not use cancer, that bug-like damage return. After all, I'm afraid of accidentally killing the two. However, Wei also fell into entanglement. Because all of my skills seem to be bug. Just when Hui's thoughts flashed, Hashirama and Madara have come to Wei. Wei held a paper fan in his right hand, resisting the two-body technique. Puff. Boom. The figures of the three are constantly colliding. Wei kicked Hashirama flying, with a wave of the paper fan in his hand. Fanned Madara out. Hashirama stopped the body. Shout. Wood-style Mu-Long technique. Roar. The huge wooden dragon bit down fiercely at Wei. A huge magic circle flashed under Hui's feet. Madara and Hashirama stared. It's coming. That kind of power. Between Wei Wei's lips lightly open. Taurus by Aldebaran. Boom. Hui's paper fan lightly taps on top of the wooden dragon. Advertisement. A huge roar came out instantly. Mulong's body shattered. Hashirama and Madara looked at each other. The two nodded to each other. Lines appear on Hashirama's face. Wei brow raised. Asterisk. Sage mode again. Madara's figure appeared in front of Wei at some unknown time. The Uchiha group fan in the hand, the relentless fan Shangwei. Wei frowned. Uncle, the method of delaying time is too bad. The paper fan blasted Madara mercilessly again. Madara's hand quickly seals. Fire style extinguish the fire. Boom. Endless flames gush out from Madara's mouth. Wei is not hurried or slow. The paper fan exudes a strange light. Virgo, Toji General. Invisible ripples radiate from Hui's paper fan. The paper fan lightly slaps at the flame in front of you. Call out. The flame instantly turned into nothingness. Madara hurriedly shouted. It's now. Lama. Boom. Wei looked behind Madara. Hashirama did not know when the final seal has been completed. Xiaohui. Take a look. Complete version of the King's Jayin. Sage art wood style Shinsu Senju. Boom. The ground is cracked. The complete Buddha reveals its true body. Hui's expression is still plain. Hashirama, if it's only like this. You can't beat me. A smile flashed across Hashirama's face. Xiaohui, it's not over yet. I saw Madara's figure appear beside Hashirama. Wei looked at the two people in front of him. Buyu raised his brows. No way. Boom. I saw Madara's eyes instantly turn into Eternity Mangekyo. Susanoo. The blue Susanoo's shell is put on the body of the big Buddha. Wei outfit Shinsu Senju. Bunch. Hui's mouth twitched. It really is. Chapter 212 See the attack of the concept of detachment. Advertisement. Wei looked at the fit transformation of the two. I can't help but think of Zuo Ming's tacit understanding in my mind. Slightly sighed. As expected of Hashirama and Madara. The two people standing on the Buddha's head are also extremely excited at the moment. The two have always been opponents. Never joined forces before. And prestige Shinsu Senju let the two discover the new world. Hashirama looked at the bright below with excitement. Xiaohui, we won this time. Hui's body slowly floated. Stopped when the height was consistent with Hashirama. Who gave you the courage to say such things? I saw Wei waved his right hand. The majestic magic power blasted directly on the Buddha's head. Boom. Let the two caught off guard. The body shook a bit. Hashirama and Madara recovered from their excitement. At this moment they remembered the fear of being dominated by Wei. The two people's eyes condensed. Snapped. Hashirama puts hands together. Top of the Buddha. Thousands of fists behind the huge Buddha were aimed at Wei. Hui's face is still flat. Come on, let me see the best tricks of the two of you. Boom. After all, Wei exudes endless magic power. 600. The magic circle lights up under your feet. Hashirama's eyes narrowed. It's now. Swish, swish. Countless fists enveloping the power of Susao are attacking fiercely towards Kazuo. Puff. Boom. In an instant, only the shadow of the fist was left in the sky. Hui's figure is already submerged in the sea of fists. Boom rumbling. This pure white clearing has reached its limit. Can't sustain a duel of a few people. The ground completely collapsed. Hashirama finally stopped the attack. Gasping for breath. This is the first time the combo skills with Madara have been displayed. It is inevitable that some places are too strong. The two of them stared at the place where the smoke billowed. Did you succeed? Hashirama asked lowly. Advertisement. Madara is silent. A gust of wind came from the smoke. Disperse the smoke instantly. Hui's figure appeared unscathed in front of the two. How can it be? Hashirama and Madara's eyes go wide. Even if it can't be defeated, at least it can cause BCFD some damage. Hashirama is stunned. Madara is stunned too. Looking at the leisurely and contented glory. Don't say hurt. The skin is not scratched. Wei fanned the fan and said flatly. This trick is not bad. Hashirama two mouths twitched. God stepping on horses is not bad. You are hurt a bit. What? I saw Wei came to the two in an instant. Since you have all worked so hard. Then I will show you something good. This is an attack of transcendence. After all, Hui's right hand exudes black magic. Wei slightly clenched his fist, the black magic disappeared. Wei lips slightly open. One-eyed hero. The voice fell. Hashirama and Madara watched the surrounding nervously. It seems that nothing happened. The two of them exhaled indifferently. Xiaohui, your trick seems to have failed. Ahahahaha. Hashirama laughed heartlessly. Wei shook his head. It's not a failure. It's just too big. Hashirama heard the words, with doubts on their faces. Too big. What is too big? Wei smiled and pointed at the sky with his left finger. The eyes of the two followed Hui's fingers to the sky. After that, their bodies began to tremble crazily. Hashirama swallowed fiercely. What is this? Madara is the same horror. This is the power of God. I saw the sky darken for some time. A huge palm fell down. The palm of your hand can be thousands of meters wide. The great Buddha of Hashirama is like a child's toy. With the palm of the hand falling, Hashirama and Madara finally felt this sense of oppression. The two recovered from their shock. I saw the seals in both hands at the same time. Wood-style flowers and trees world coming. Advertisement. Boom, boom. Two majestic wood-style chakra blended together. Formed a broad forest. The two seem to want to use tree vines to resist the falling of their palms. However, it's not over yet. I saw the seals in the hands of the two again. Wood-style true wooden golem jutsu. Roar. With a roar, several wooden golems appeared in front of you. Finally, the palm of the hand fell to the height of the two. Woolen cloth. Boom. Countless wooden golem and the big Buddha resist the fall of the palm hall. Hashirama gritted his teeth. Can't resist it at all. This thought flashed through Hashirama's mind. Even with countless wooden golems and big Buddhas. But it still couldn't cause a slight pause in the palm of the hand. All crushed. Boom, boom. Even if the Buddha's body is wrapped in Susanoo. But still can't escape the fate of being crushed in an instant. Not to mention the countless wooden golem. Boom. The palm of the hand just fell on the ground in a bland way. Wei is very satisfied, although the speed is a bit slow. But if Zheng is released on time, can still cause considerable damage. With a big wave of Hui's hand, his palm disappeared instantly. Madara and Hashirama got up from the ground miserably. The two of them were covered with scars. This is still Wei left. Otherwise, I'll send them to see the real Buddha. Hashirama clutched his arms and came to Hui's face. Xiaohui, what exactly is that trick? Madara on the side is also full of questions. Wei gently fanned the paper fan. One-eyed giant, a huge old man made from planets. Because of too big a reason, you can't see the whole picture of him. When the two heard this, their brows frowned. What does he look like? Wei thought about it. Long beard, wearing a black cloak, wearing a hat, only one eye can be seen. The image of the old man seemed to be drawn in the hearts of the two. Afterwards, their bodies trembled for a while. A dark smile rises from the corner of Hui's mouth. Iya, if you imagine it, you will be punished by him. Chapter 213 Return to this world. Advertisement. Madara and Hashirama are full of images of one-eyed old people in their minds at the moment. And the weird light radiating from the right eye. Wei snapped his fingers, pulling back the two people's thoughts. Then I heard Hui's words. Hashirama and Madara were speechless. Don't bring such fun. Wei shrugged. Okay, about the old man, this is the end. Hashirama and Madara asked suspiciously. Why? Wei chuckled lightly. Otherwise, if the time is too long, you two will be completely absorbed. The two of Hashirama shuddered. Shaking his head, no longer think about the one-eyed old man. Afterwards, Hashirama gave a sorrowful laugh. Wei looked at him suspiciously. The latter shook his head. Xiaohui, you are too strong now. You behave more and more like a god, not human. Madara also nodded in agreement. Hashirama looked at Wei with serious eyes. Xiaohui, you must keep your heart. Hui's thoughts flashed by, and he understood the meaning of Hashirama in an instant. Hashirama is afraid that he will lose himself. Become a godless god. Wei nodded, indicating that he understood. Then the three returned to Hashirama's home. At the same time, above the firmament of the pure land of the underworld, Zero Jiali is there, looking up at the distant and extremely dark sky. That was just now, sweeping to the underworld to fight for land. Zero's face is expressionless. Feng Youhui, are you really this far? It seems that Zero has been paying attention to the development of Wei. The voice of Zero just fell. The body disappeared instantly. A corner of the pure land of the underworld. Sage of Six Paths is still looking for his brother's whereabouts. But still nothing. Sage of Six Paths floats in the void. The thoughts in my mind are turning fast. The old man of the underworld pure land has all been searched. If you can't find it like this, he has only one place to go. Sage of Six Paths, eyes look into the distance. Ninja world. Advertisement. If he goes to the shinobi world, there will be a big mess. Go back quickly. Thoughts flashed. Sage of Six Paths hurriedly flew towards the place where Hashirama was. Hashirama Mansion. Several people drank fine wine and chatted leisurely and contentedly. As night fell, Sage of Six Paths finally returned to Hashirama's residence. When I came to the yard, I saw the drunk people. The corners of Sage of Six Paths' mouth twitched. Yeah, old man, you are back. Sage of Six Paths looked at the sound. Wei lay half on the eaves alone, with a wine glass in his hand. What? Sage of Six Paths comes to Wei. Hamura found it. Sage of Six Paths shook his head. Probably, the worst has happened. Wei brow raised. What's the situation? Sage of Six Paths sighed. I searched all the places in the pure land of the underworld. However, the whereabouts of Hamura have not been discovered. Wei knows instantly. So, he went to the ninja world. Sage of Six Paths nodded bitterly. At present, this is the only explanation. Wei shrugged indifferently. Go, how much waves can he make? Sage of Six Paths shook his head. No, if Hamura returns to the ninja world, it is very likely that I will look for one style. Wei is a little confused. What is he looking for? Sage of Six Paths sighed. Go back to the Otsutsuki clan, Hamura wants to be resurrected. Wei nodded clearly. In that case, it should not be too late, let's set off too. Sage of Six Paths nodded. Wei came to the drunk Hashirama and Madara. With a wave of his right hand, the majestic magic dissipates the alcohol in everyone. Hashirama opened his sleepy eyes. Xiaohui, what's the matter? It's time to say goodbye, Hashirama. Hashirama heard the words and quickly sat up. Xiaohui, are you leaving now? Wei said. Ah, there seems to be something going wrong on the ninja world side again. Tobarama sighed secretly. For flowers. It's really troublesome. Advertisement. Hui's eyes swept over everyone. Of course, I still need you to help me pass some information in the pure land of the underworld. Hashirama nodded, after finishing talking about the things Wei will pay attention to. Everyone nodded hurriedly. Wei left Sage of Six Paths without worry. When returning, it's still a month's journey. Through the pure white space. Finally returned to the ninja world. Tear, with the sound of space being torn apart. The two figures came out from inside. I swear, I will never go this way again. Wei was vomiting nauseously by the white space. Sage of Six Paths is also full of discomfort. Oh, but where is this? Hui's gaze swept around. The two did not appear on the Hokage rock. Instead, it appeared in a dense forest. Hey, old man, didn't you say it would appear in Konoha? Sage of Six Paths gave an awkward cough. Isn't that good? Let's just go directly to find Hamura. Wei, looking at Sage of Six Paths, whose face is getting redder. Wei sighed helplessly. The two looked in one direction. Walked towards there. After a long time, I finally walked out of the forest. Looking at the scene in front of him, Hui's eyes twitched. All around is barren, except for the woods behind him. Yellow sand in the sky ahead. Wei couldn't help but flew up and looked around. Sure enough, the forest is in the middle of the yellow sand. Wei only feels a pain in the head. Fell down while holding his forehead. Old man, it's too unreliable, right? This is all in Sunagaker, hello. At the same time, the underground of the country of craftsmen. A pair of Rinnegan opened. Have you finally returned? Squirt, I seem to have to meet them now. My dear brother Yo-Yo. A cold snort in the enchantment on the side. We must get rid of them. Everlasting trouble. Chapter 214 received information. Advertisement. For the Sage of Six Paths Hui's ability to lead the way. Expressed considerable admiration, although want to hurry to find his brother. But since Wei liked to drink, Sunagaker forget to natural wine. Break in Sunagaker Izakaya. Anbu up there looking for a. Wei adults have requested Feng Youhui. Wei brow raised. Gara what can I do? Anbu shook his head. Wei adults, this under not very clear. Wei think to myself, fourth forbearance world war just ended. Gara here you can have anything. To go or not, thought. Well, it was a trip. Anbu heard relieved. By 600, before but actually in front of the forbearance sector devil, to the front of the finished wine product. Feng Yingwei followed Anbu came to the building. As for the Sage of Six Paths, under normal circumstances he would not let people know who he was. But Phi could feel the Sage of Six Paths have been in his side. They can even dialogue. Opened the office door. Phi looked crazy modify files on the table Gara. Yo, Gara his pen meal, look up at Shang Wei. Quickly got up, respectfully greeted. Master Wei. Wei waved his hand. Gara, no need to be so respectful. Who knows Gara shook his head. Shining adults, you are bound to endure benefactor, nature is my benefactor. For you have to maintain a certain respectful. Wei shrugged. With you. When he finished, looking for a sofa to sit down. I'll have to find something. Gara hesitated for a long time, I do not know if I should say. Wei has looked wrinkled brow. Gara hastily opening. Shining adults, is this advertisement? Naruto wrote to say, you're looking at some of the fam. Saying, Gara rummaging for something in the drawers. Wei Wen Yan looked at Gara asked. How? Where you have a clue fam? Gara sighed somersault, while when it comes to. Some time ago, inside the village ninja were sent bear carry out its mandate. After they came back and said, bear country south of the sea, there is a strange light. Wei immediately to the spirit. Gara then also found a debriefing share turned over. Although in general, this report is highly confidential. But Wei is who? That is how to endure community hero. Wei opened the report, carefully read the contents of the report. Read the report will soon be completed. In fact, there is not much important content. Sunagaker ninja who just mentioned there are strange glow on the waters of the south. Even among the squad was seen in light of someone's shadow. Side of the Sage of Six Paths hastily sent a message to Wei. Shining boy, there really is not my perception of the place. It turned out that just by means of time, Sage of Six Paths will endure sector has rapidly perception aside. Wei heard secretly nod. I know, it seems, there must be a trip to go. The mission report back to Gara. Gara, did a good job. Gara's face a smile. Wei adults able to work, is my honor. Jian Wei cannot help but play a thumb. This look, comfortable. Get information, but also drinking wine. Wei and Gara after farewell. Sage of Six Paths and then embarked on a journey to Bear Country. Out of Sunagaker. Both of them walk a day. Finally saw the forest. After all Sunagaker place. Desertificated too serious. Wei hands while waving paper fans, while asked. Saying, old man, you cannot use a space ninjutsu it. Direct teleport past chant. Sage of Six Paths heard this, he sighed. Boy, I thought, but I cannot do now. Wei brow raised. What does it mean? Sage of Six Paths floating in the air, comes slowly. Since we came back from the underworld Pure Land. Advertisement. I found myself unable to be free of the space shuttle. Oh, why? Sage of Six Paths silent for a moment, when it comes to. In fact, not just the space shuttle. Now, I do have in addition to their own ability. Tolerance and community ties in, leaving only the perception of this one. Quote. Sage of Six Paths frowned. I seem to zero in the exclusion of. Wei also surprised when he heard. But after all Sage of Six Paths endure community awareness, Zero elected the next plain spokesperson. Now not only do not give him facilities, even in deprivation. This is a very interesting. In fact, Sage of Six Paths himself had a guess. But did not say it. Sage of Six Paths think. Zero has found a new spokesperson. It is in front of Feng Youhui, although only a guess. But this speculation seemed to take root in general. Sage of Six Paths in mind the haunting. Sage of Six Paths side, underground passage in mind. It seems that my mission is about to begin the end of the. They pass through the land of fire. Bear country because there are actually part of the country and is bordered by the fire. So no need to specifically go by boat. Spent 5 days. They finally came to the border country of Bear. Wei stretched. Finally arrived. This way the Sage of Six Paths almost 5.3 him crazy. With an inexplicable looked at him from time to time. After the ridge always let him get cold. Wei watching the stars hidden village. Only think of it, among the original village there is really such a presence. The old man, you know Star Hidden Village, right? Sage of Six Paths nodded. Nature knows, I remember where ninja are around that piece of meteorite practice. Good. Peacock magic bullet. Way after Sage of Six Paths reminder. Also remembered something about the Star Hidden Village. People here seem involved in murder Sarutobi Hiruzen. A smile appeared on the corner of Hui's mouth. This becomes interesting. Chapter 215 Discovery of Xingyan Village. Advertisement. Wei came to the door of Xingyan Village. What? 2 ninjas wearing 5-pointed stars forehead protector stopped Wei. The front is Xingyan Village. What is your purpose in coming here? Wei brow raised. Although I changed a lot of things. But I didn't expect that this small place, Xingyan Village, is still the same as the original. Same arrogance. Wei gave a chuckle. It's just an ordinary traveler below. Travel to the country of bears and visit the legendary Xingyan Village. The 2 ninjas of Xingyan Village listened to Wei so touting the great Xingyan Village. Can't help but raise the corners of his mouth. Since you are an ordinary traveler, please register and go in. Register your name. The 2 of them didn't even look at it. Just wave your hand and let Wei in. The voice of Sage of Six Paths reached Hui's ears at some point. The people in this village are really arrogant. Wei shrugged. It's more than arrogant. That's arrogant to death. However, the environment in Xingyan Village is indeed very good. In Hui's view, only 12 is better than Sunagaker, that's great. Randomly found a hotel and lived in. Sage of Six Paths. Boy Wei, it's coming soon, why are you resting? Wei smiled. Old man, don't you find anything strange here? Sage of Six Paths frowned. Exuding the perception of the body. Then I found a very familiar chakra. Sage of Six Paths, eyes widened. This is. Wei nodded. Ah, yes, it's the chakra of the Otsutsuki clan. Wei looked towards the center of Xingyan Village. It seems that the meteorite is not easy. Sage of Six Paths said solemnly. Boy Wei, I need to investigate this matter. After all, without waiting for Wei to speak, Sage of Six Paths flashed away and left the hotel. Since Sage of Six Paths is willing to investigate the situation. Wei is naturally happy and leisurely. I came to the izakaya alone. Taste the unique wine of Xingyan Village. Night falls. Wei returned to the hotel. Opened the door. Sage of Six Paths came back early. Advertisement. How? Anything to find, Sage of Six Paths said with a serious face. It is indeed the chakra of the Otsutsuki clan, but. I don't know whose chakra is this. Wei secretly nodded. It seems that there is indeed weirdness in the southern sea area. Sage of Six Paths also agrees. At the same time, the gatekeeper Xingyan Village ninja handed today's entry and exit report to Xingyan Village's current agent Xingyang Akase. The red star with long lavender hair received the incoming and outgoing report from the guards. Are there any strange people appearing today? The 2 guards shook their heads. Report Master Star Shadow, there is no strange person. However, if you insist, a handsome-looking traveler entered Xingyan Village today. A gleam of light flashed in Kai Xing's blue eyes. Oh, let me see who it is. Afterwards, Kai Xing opened the access report in his hand. Immediately afterwards, shouted, "You 2 bastards. Is that how to check people entering the village?" The 2 people scolded were very embarrassed. Akahoshi directly threw the entry and exit report on the faces of the 2. You guys show me a good look. That person's name. The 2 hurriedly turned to the column of the villagers. Finally saw Feng Youhui's name. In an instant, what did the 2 think of? Kai Xing looked at the 2 angrily. Tell me, what is his name? The 2 tremblingly said, Wind Feng Youhui. Kai Xing snorted coldly. Now you know who he is. The two knelt down in a hurry. Master Xingying, we have eyes but no beads. What should I do now? I asked Master Xingying to tell us. Kai Xing frowned tightly. To be honest, he couldn't beat Wei at all. And after listening to the report of the two, Kai Xing also understood that his subordinates did not offend Wei. This gives him a lot of peace of mind. Besides, he doesn't want to have extra branches. Kai Xing sighed and said, I will go and apologize to the adult tomorrow morning. The two tremblingly confessed their guilt and retreated. With the two people leaving, Akahoshi flashed away and left the office. When it reappears, has come to a secret room. There is a meteorite 1 person tall inside. Kai Xing looked fanatically at the meteorite. Advertisement. As long as I can get you. What is Feng Youhui's fear? Patter. Footsteps sounded from behind Kai Xing. Kai Xing hurriedly turned around. Who is it? The killing intent in the eyes flashed by. Then I saw the people clearly. Sakura flower white kimono, bell on the waist. A pair of wooden exhibitions. Akahoshi's expression became horrified. You are Feng Youhui. Yes, the person here is Feng Youhui. I thought about coming the next day. I can't stand the talk of Sage of Six Paths. I had to come over to collect the chakra on the meteorite at night. Convenient to find one of a kind locations. As soon as I came here, I heard Akabashi's words. 600 really don't put me Feng Youhui, the first person in the ninja world, in my eyes. Can it be tolerated? Naturally not, so Wei showed up. Looking at Akahoshi's expression, Wei slapped his lips. It seems that you are still acting as Xingying. Kai Xing frowned, listening to Hui's words. Always feel like he knows something. Wei waved his hand. I have no interest in what you did before. Akahoshi forced herself to calm down. Then I don't know why Master Feng Youhui came here at night. Wei looked at the meteorite behind Kai Xing. Well, just collect some information. Kai Xing looked at Hui's gaze, and it was the meteorite behind him. Tight body. Master Feng Youhui, you are a bit too much like this. Wei brow raised. Then when you assassinated your previous leader, was it not too much? Akahoshi looks cold. Sure enough, what do you know? I said, I have no interest in your affairs. Kai Xing's hand is burning with the strange chakra. The peacock's magic meaning. Draw the technique with the right hand in the air. Two avatars appeared beside Kai Xing. Wei sighed. I've said it, don't let yourself be overwhelmed. Chapter 216 Xing Ying. I got crazy and even killed myself. Advertisement. Kai Xing waved his right hand. The two clones rushed towards Wei. Wei sighed helplessly. Why are there so many people who can't think about it? Wei didn't bother to pay attention to the Red Star clone who rushed over. Put a little bit of magic power on your body. Boom. The two clones were directly torn apart. Kai Xing was stunned. Although he has heard of Hui's strength. But how can a horseman think of being so strong? Kai Xing's hand is burning with the strange chakra. Peacock magic method kill. Swish, swish. Chakra hits Wei as if he doesn't want money. Wei frowned. Boom. Decompose all chakra bullets in an instant. Kai Xing shouted. Impossible. Wei looked at the headshot and painful red star. Speaking coldly. Although, I like the feeling of fighting. But the gap is too big. Wei looked at Kai Xing. All said it was just taking some chakra from meteorites. You said why you can't think so much. Kai Xing's body trembled. Finally remembered that there was an invincible meteorite behind him. Kai Xing madly put his hands on the meteorite. Looking at Wei with a hideous face. Feng Youhui, let you see the horror of peacock magic. Wei, to be honest, Wei wanted to slap him to death, forget it. He planned to do that too. Raised his right hand, and did not use any skills. The majestic magic power directly engulfed the red star like a flood. Kai Xing roared in pain. Wei looks almost the same, recovering his magic power. Then walked towards the meteorite. At this time, a strange light exudes from Kai Xing's body. Then, he opened his eyes. A strange light flashed in the eyes. Wei brow raised. I didn't expect that this iron bump would still make you alive. Akahoshi is at the last moment, holding the meteorite tightly in the right hand. Taking power from the meteorite. Let him escape. Akahoshi laughed wildly. Ha 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 ha. Feng Youhui, you can't kill me. Advertisement. Wei was helpless. Are all the villains now so sand sculpted? After all, Wei environmental protection hands. Quietly watching Akastar absorb the power of the meteorite desperately there. It's really the kind of desperate. Finally, Akabashi seemed to have reached the limit. Exhale a turbid breath. A trace of madness flashed in his eyes. Peacock magic wings. Wow. Two light wings stretched out behind the red star. What? I have to say that there is indeed a bonus to speed. The speed of the red star is already faster than that of the snail. Puff. Kai Xing punched the magic wall in front of Wei. It didn't move at all. Instead, there was a pain in Kai Xing's fist. The unbelieving Kai Xing blasted out a few punches again. The result is still the same. Wei frowned. Why haven't you blew yourself up? Shouldn't it? At this moment, Kai Xing's body began to leak chakra. Akahoshi hurriedly backed away, holding his cracked body. Yelling in pain. What did you do to me? You Konoha demon. Wei, what did I do? Obviously you killed yourself. Wei sighed. IQ is a good thing. With the sound of Hui's words falling, Kai Xing's body burst open. Fortunately, Wei set up a shielding enchantment around him in advance. Otherwise, by virtue of this explosion, I have to come over with a lot of mental retardation. Wei stepped to the side of the meteorite. The magic surging in the body. Explore the meteorite. Sage of Six Paths, who has been offline for a long time, asked. How did you find it? Wei nodded. Ah, I found it, but there is still a chakra on it. Sage of Six Paths asked suspiciously. Whose chakra? Phi looks at Sage of Six Paths. Your brother, chakra of Otsutsuki Hamura. Sage of Six Paths frowns. You mean, Hamura Kazuyuki is in one place now? Wei nodded. If nothing else, it should be like this. So, if we find Hamura, we will find one style. Sage of Six Paths hurriedly said. Advertisement. It's not too late, let's go now. Wei waved his hand. What's in a hurry? Let's leave at dawn. Sage of Six Paths looked at Wei puzzledly. Why wait for dawn? Wei shrugged. Well, I just don't like going out at night. Sage of Six Paths, do you dare to talk a little bit more? Drink if you want. After all, Sage of Six Paths is young but not brilliant. Can only accompany Wei back to the hotel. Quote dot. Dot 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 dot. The next morning, Wei opened his eyes early. After some washing, Huju and Sage of Six Paths left Xingyan village. As for the guard ninja and Akahoshi who came to apologize, Wei said who cares. The two came all the way to the south of the Bear Country. Finally saw the sea in front of me. Old man, feel it and see what is unusual. Sage of Six Paths nodded, exuding his senses. After a while, he opened his eyes. Pointing in a direction. Undetectable there. Wei looked in the direction pointed by Sage of Six Paths. Still the sea. Looking at the Six Kings Taoist immortals suspiciously. Still on the sea. Sage of Six Paths shook his head. There is an island there. Wei recalled the map. It seems that there really is an island there. Exactly. There is a country there. The Kingdom of Craftsmen. Wei asked. Sage of Six Paths nodded. It seems that I can meet your brother soon. After all, both of them are floating in the air. Fly towards the country of craftsmen. At the same time, under the land of the craftsmen. Otsutsuki Hamura opened his eyes. Did you find it? A type of voice came from inside the barrier. Hamura, stop them. Hamura nodded. Yes, one type of adult harness. What? After speaking, Hamura's figure disappeared into the ground. Chapter 217. See you at the end. Otsutsuki Hamura. Advertisement. The two flew for about half a day. Finally came to the country of craftsmen. Wei looked at the dense forest in front of him. Although from the map, it's just an island. But, this is a bit too big, right? Sage of Six Paths also frowned tightly. Boy Wei, the area of land here is indeed abnormal. Wei brow raised. Oh, what do you say? Sage of Six Paths recalled the map in his mind and said. A few years ago, I set foot on this island. There is absolutely no area as big as it is now. It's weird here. Boy Wei, be careful. Wei nodded. The two came to the island, through the dense woods. Finally came to the capital of the country of craftsmen. Wei looked at the silent capital in front of him, frowning. Exuding the perception of the body. There are no living people here. There is a hint of anger in the expression of Sage of Six Paths. Clenched fist. Hamura, what have you done? The two slammed into the capital. There are corpses everywhere. Wei carefully observed next. It's been at least 613 months since I died. It seems that after your brother came out of the pure land of the underworld. Just came here. Sage of Six Paths was silent. Wei continued to walk forward. The buildings on both sides of the town have been dilapidated. Went around the town. Neither of them found any useful clues. The two came to the entrance of the capital. Wei pinched his chin, thinking about something. Sage of Six Paths on the side anxiously said. It shouldn't be, it should be here. Where will Hamura hide? Wei suddenly thought of something. Since there is no on the ground. Maybe hidden underground. Sage of Six Paths trembles after hearing this. Yeah, maybe hidden underground. After all, Hui's perception goes deep underground. Not long after, a smile appeared on Hui's face. Sure enough, here. Sage of Six Paths hurriedly asked. What did you find? Wei nodded. Advertisement. Ah, I found an interesting barrier. That's right, Wei has already discovered a single existence. Let's go, old man. Sage of Six Paths followed Wei towards the underground entrance. Soon the two came to the entrance. Looking at the entrance that is held down by the statue. Wei slapped his lips. It's no wonder that nothing unusual was found before. It turned out to be suppressed. With a wave of his right hand. Remove the sculpture. At this moment, Hui's body halted. What? An extremely tyrannical chakra appeared in Hui's eyes instantly. Boom. The huge chakra hit Hui's body. Cancer, water level 4. The invisible ripples spread out. Resist the attack. The smoke goes away. Wei looked at the enemy that appeared in front of him. Two long horns on the head. Wearing a white coat. There are 6 black Go Jade patterns on the chest. Red Uzumaki logo on the back. There are 3 rows of Guyu below. The person here is Otsutsuki Hamura. Hui's eyes rose slightly. Old man, your brother doesn't seem to welcome us. What? The figure of Sage of Six Paths emerged from the void. Looking dignifiedly at Hamura on the opposite side. Himura. The corner of Hamura's mouth rises. Brother, long time no see. Sage of Six Paths let out a cold hum. Hamura, do you know what you are doing? Naturally knows. Sage of Six Paths frowned. Do you know that if it comes out in one form? Ninja world, what kind of pain will it suffer? BCFD, Hamura ignored the preaching Sage of Six Paths. Look at Xiongwei. You are Feng Youhui. Although it is an interrogative sentence, Hamura's words are full of affirmation. Wei raised his brows and didn't answer. Hamura, answer me. Hamura's eyes refocused on Sage of Six Paths. Brother, your thinking is too old. Ignoring Sage of Six Paths, which is about to get angry, Hamura continues. Advertisement. What the one-style adult is doing is correct. Ninja world shouldn't exist in the first place. Hamura looked angrily at Sage of Six Paths. Brother, you got zero approval. But what about me? In the end, it's still in the state of soul, you can't go anywhere. Only dangling in the pure land of the underworld. I cannot be reconciled. Sage of Six Paths looked at Hamura who was complaining in front of him, and was at a loss for words. Hamura continued. It's one type of adult who saved me. Hamura clenched his fist. He gave me a body. Boom. The voice fell. A powerful chakra burst out of Hamura. This is a better body. Hamura pointed at the two. Today, both of you are going to die here. La. Hamura's figure instantly disappeared in place. When he appeared again, he had come behind Sage of Six Paths. I saw the light blue chakra wrapped in Hamura's hands. 80 God Air Strike. Swish, swish. Several fists formed by chakra hit Sage of Six Paths fiercely. Boom. Blast the body of Sage of Six Paths directly. Then Hamura disappeared again. He slammed his fist towards Wei. Wei brow raised. Magic power is cast into a wall in front of you. Boom. A huge roar spread throughout the town. The corner of Hamura's mouth grinned and looked at Kei who was surrounded by smoke. A calm voice sounded from inside. Does Otsutsuki Hamura only have this ability? Hamura's expression was shocked. As the smoke dissipated, Hui's figure reappeared in front of Hamura. Unscathed. Wei fanned the paper fan in his hand. There is no human emotion in the eyes. It's like a god above. Too disappointed, Otsutsuki Hamura. Hearing this, Hamura said with a terrifying face. Feng Youhui. Kill you. Quote. Chapter 218 Otsutsuki Hamura, you disappointed me so much. Advertisement. Hamura yelled angrily. A light blue chakra is burning in his hands. Crazy smashing Xiongwei. The fan in Hui's hand is waving gently. Boom. Puff. Dissipate the incoming claw flame. Kei looked at Otsutsuki Yumura with indifferent expression. Isn't it better to make me more excited, isn't it? Hamura's forehead protrudes numerous blue veins. Feng Youhui. I saw a gap in the middle of Hamura's forehead. A gloomy chakra blooms from Hamura. Puff. The pale blue chakra instantly turned dark purple. Open the eyes in the forehead. Lilac lines flashed in my eyes. The black Go Jade is spinning on the pattern. It's a Go Jade Rinnegan. The figure of Sage of Six Paths came to Wei. Drink towards Hamura in the sky. Hamura, your eyes. How did that return? Hamura laughed. Brother, this is the power of one-style adults. Not only to revive me, will give me stronger power. Having said that, Hamura's right hand is aimed at the two of them. Sage Art Lightning Style Purple Electric. Stab. The purple thunder and lightning are like thunder snakes. Quickly came to the two of them. Without waiting for Wei to make a move. Sage of Six Paths has 3 Go Jade across his eyes. Susanoo. Boom. The huge Susanoo directly resists the purple thunder and lightning. What? Sage of Six Paths controls Susanoo to come to Hamura. Susanoo is holding a huge chakra sword in his hand. Cut to Hamura fiercely. A trace of contempt flashed in Hamura's eyes. Stretch your hands in front of you. Sage Art Shield. The dark purple chakra shield is condensed in front of you. Boom. The chakra knife hit the shield fiercely. It didn't even break the shield. Sage of Six Paths pupil shrinks. Advertisement. What defensive power is this? Hamura put down the shield in his hand. Looking at Sage of Six Paths with disdain. Brother, I am much stronger than you now. After all, Hamura actually squeezed Susanoo's arm directly with his hands. I came to the front of Sage of Six Paths. Mixed with violent chakra's right fist hit Sage of Six Paths, face fiercely. Boom. Boom rumbling. Sage of Six Paths, body hits the ground in a straight line. Hamura shook his hand. He looked at Wei who was standing leisurely on the side. This time, no one will bother me to kill you. Wei brow raised. I really don't know where your confidence comes from. What? Wei took one step, and his figure disappeared instantly. When it reappears, I have come to Hamura. Hamura's body trembled. So fast. Wei raised his right hand slowly. I heard that your physical skills are very strong. Puff. The fist that was almost ultimate slammed into Hamura's body. A momentary blank appeared in Hamura's brain. What a strong fist. Boom. Hamura's body was directly smashed into the ground. Wei floats in the void. Ding with the thick smoke below. Come out, don't pretend to be dead. Swish. Hamura's figure broke through the smoke and reappeared in front of Teru. Just a punch. Hamura's clothes are in tatters. Gasping for breath. Angrily looked at the opposite way. Feng Youhui. Hamura clenched his fist. 80 God air strike. Swish. Swish. Count until chakra fist straight away. Wei said lightly. Your 80 God's air strikes are not even half the level of Kaguya Ji. After all, Hui's right foot is a little bit in the air. A lavender magic circle suddenly appeared under my feet. Virgo, Eastern General. Wow. Advertisement. Falling with Hui's voice. Please ask for flowers. The blazing white light ran across Hui's front. Kara. 80 God's air strikes seemed to be frozen. Wei tapped his left hand on the 80 Gods. The latter cracks like glass. Hamura hasn't given up yet. A black chakra ball is condensed in both hands. Looking at Wei with a stubborn face. Feng Youhui. The next move must kill you. 6 paths planetary devastation. After all, Wei Zhong, the black chakra in his hand, begs to throw milk to Wei. Hui's expression is still cold. I have seen the same trick many times. Wei raised his right hand slowly. If you can only do this, then there is no need for you to exist. I saw that Hui's right hand was entwined with a strange magic power. Taurus by Aldebaran. Puff. The mysterious light across the sky. Hit the black chakra ball in one hit. The remaining magic power will continue to fly towards Hamura. Since the moment when the chakra ball was broken, Hamura fell into a sluggish, shivering and saying something. What kind of monster are you? Wei brow raised. Maybe it is a god walking in the world. Boom. The magic hit Hamura's body. The latter roared weakly. In the end it turned into nothingness and disappeared between heaven and earth. Wei flicked his right hand. Stop, Bai Su Wu. Squeezed his right fist. Consumption can already be perfectly controlled. Wei nodded in satisfaction. Sage of 6 Paths also flew from a pile of rocks in the distance. Clutching his injured abdomen, spit out a mouthful of blood. Looking at the place where Hamura disappeared with a complicated face. Wei boy. Wei stretched out a hand. Stop. Don't say anything. Lest I send you directly to see your brother. He's wrong, your brother is gone. Whether it is the body or the soul. Chapter 219 One Formula, finally see you. Advertisement. After solving Hamura, ignore the temporary sadness of Sage of 6 Paths. Wei slowly came to the ground, looking at the entrance that is still unscathed in front of you. Amazed. This style is also possessed by the Emperor of Europe. It doesn't collapse even if it is beaten like this. Throw away irrelevant thoughts. Wei looked back at Sage of 6 Paths. Old man, are you going in or not? Sage of 6 Paths seems to be awakened. Nodded, came to Hui's side. The two slowly walked into the underground palace. At the same time, in the underground palace. Yelling. Waste. Spicy chicken. It's an idiot. One style is about to be blown up. Obviously there are Guyu Sharingan. Why not use 613? Opened an eye, pretended to be forced. Is it all right? Funny. Also, have you forgotten the ninjutsu of the Otsutsuki clan? Where is the Tensegan that labor and management gave you? Eaten by a dog. What about golden wheel reincarnation? What about silver wheel reincarnation? Yi Shi is really getting mad. Obviously has reached full level. I have to go up to melee. Forcing myself to calm down for a while. In fact, Hamura can't beat Wei. This is indeed expected in one style. It's just that I didn't expect Hamura to lose so fast. Just as I want to vomit in my mind. Many of Hamura's abilities have not had time to use. Was scummed by Wei Da. No, the scum is gone. It is undeniable that Wei is indeed very powerful. Especially the energy that is not chakra. Even if it is one style, it is quite daunting. Focus on the enchantment in front of you at once. The trap in the underground palace should be able to help me resist for a while. This damn enchantment must be torn to pieces right away. After all, once again open Shikai analysis barrier. On the other side, Wei and Sage of 6 Paths are almost confused by the underground palace. The two went straight along the road. But in perception. Advertisement. One type of barrier is so far and so close. Sage of 6 Paths frowned. Seems to be looking for a solution. Wei left Sage of 6 Paths beside him. Old man, have you recovered from the pain of losing your brother so quickly? Sage of 6 Paths. Ning really can chat. Sage of 6 Paths said he didn't want to talk. Carefully exploring the route that can be taken. Wei said again. Old man, shall we not get lost? Sage of 6 Paths. Forehead bursts with blue veins. You are so annoying. I took a deep breath and calmed my mood. Sage of 6 Paths says. Boy Wei, it's not that I'm lost, it's just that it's too big here. If you walk along this road, it will take at least half a day. Wei heard this and nodded. Then why have to go this way? Sage of 6 Paths is a little confused. What do you mean? Wei did not answer, silently unfolding his perception. Pointing in a direction. One formula is in that direction, right? Sage of 6 Paths nodded. I saw Wei exuding magic power. Boom. A huge beam of light directly penetrated the wall in front of you. Not just the wall in front of you. Until the one-style enchantment, the walls were all opened up. Sage of 6 Paths, mouth twitches. Boy Wei, it's really a good way. But, are you not afraid that this place will collapse? Wei shrugged. At least it's gone now, isn't it? Having said that, Wei walked towards the place he had opened up. Sage of Six Paths followed closely. Sweat on the forehead at the moment. Obviously I have felt the magic contained in that beam of light. It must be speeded up. Although this is the nearest road. But it still took 2 people more than an hour. Finally came to the most central position in the underground palace. In front of the 2 of them, Jiali is a transparent barrier wall of color Madaralan. Sage of Six Paths said with emotion. This is the place of the seal. Wei also nodded secretly. Kaguya Ji is still quite capable. Advertisement. Such a complex enchantment was created by her. In Hui's eyes, the color in front of Madara Land's enchantment is covered by countless small enchantments. And the small enchantments are related to each other. Move the whole body. Visited the enchantment for a while. Sage of Six Paths frowned. But, what about Otsutsuki? Boy, good question. A low voice came from inside the barrier. Sage of Six Paths hurried to Hui's side, looking solemnly at the figure walking out inside. Pale skin, long gray hair. There is only one eyebrow and a long bend on the head. Wearing an elegant white long-sleeved tail jacket and a pair of black pants. The left eye is Byakugan. The most peculiar thing is the one-style right eye. Not about reincarnation, Rinnegan, Byakugan, Tensegan. But a kind of eyes that have never been seen before. Black wheel-like pattern with 8 spokes in the center. There is a vertical row of go jade tattoos on the chest and back. You are Feng Youhui, right? Speaking with a trace of hoarseness in a cold expression. Feng Youhui fanning the paper fan. Yao, it seems that you haven't been doing everything all these years. Hear the words and snorted coldly. The man who undermined Kaguya Ji's plan and even subdued her. I don't think I'm not paying attention. Wei brow raised. Otsutsuki type 5.3, you are only worthy of being incapable of venting in this enchantment. He frowned when he heard the words. Ning is really a chat ghost. Which pot does not open and which pot? When labor and capital come out, I will kill you personally. That's right, Yu Wei was talking in one way, while still cracking the barrier frantically. Wei naturally noticed the small movements. But he ignored it. It's all in one style. Wei doesn't take him to heart anymore. What's more, if it can bring some happiness, wouldn't it be more perfect? A random wave of Hui's right hand. A chair made of magic appeared behind Wei. Sit down slowly and look at the opposite. Otsutsuki style, what is your vision? Chapter 221 Formula, your vision is too low. Advertisement. Listening to Hui's words, a trace of disdain flashed from the corner of his mouth. Very well, continue to procrastinate for a while, I can go out. Thoughts flashed through my mind. Behind one type of hands, Ishin 2 uses. While continuing to analyze the enchantment. While Heihui said. Feng Youhui, I have to say, it is really beyond my expectation that you can come here. Wei brow raised. I believe there are many things beyond your expectations. A cold snort. I have to say, those things you did were really bold. In other words, your purpose seems to be very simple from the beginning. Wei laughed and said, how do I say this? He glanced at Sage of Six Paths next to Wei. Continue to say. From the beginning, you knew the existence of the Otsutsuki clan, right? Wei hasn't reacted yet, but Sage of Six Paths on the side is taken aback. Nani? Sage of Six Paths looks at Wei. Kiji, do you know the Otsutsuki clan from the beginning? Wei took a glance at 12 Sage of Six Paths. What's so strange about this? The Otsutsuki clan is not a taboo. Sage of Six Paths thought for a while. 2. The Otsutsuki clan is not a taboo. I saw a formula to continue talking. No, if you just simply know the Dajianmu clan, that's it. But, Feng Youhui, you knew from the beginning that Otsutsuki Kaguya and I existed. Wei nodded, did not deny the fact. You are right, I should say, is it Otsutsuki? Frowning and frowning, why is Wei not surprised at all? Continue to say, you are not a human being in the ninja world. You are like ours. Foreigners. This is the territory of our Otsutsuki clan. Sage of Six Paths can't keep up with the rhythm of one style at all. Why did Wei become an alien? Think carefully. All Hui's moves do not use chakra. It seems, there are indeed some who look like strangers. Sage of Six Paths looked at Wei suspiciously. Hui's mouth is still smiling. The Otsutsuki style, although the ninja world was created by your Otsutsuki clan. But, who has stipulated that this place must be the territory of the Otsutsuki clan? Advertisement. Wei spread his hands. It doesn't seem to be right. It's a bit confusing. Wei is not wrong in what he said. After all, in a sense, it's really F*********** G not a native. Hui's left hand hit the handrail. One formula, you haven't answered my question. What is your vision? A cold snort. Naturally I want to regain the ninja world. Return to the Otsutsuki clan. Wei slapped his lips. Hey, is that so? I was stunned when I heard the words. Just listen to Wei continue to talk. Have you ever thought about regaining control of the Otsutsuki clan, seizing the universe? A formula. Your special mother is really a talent. Let's not talk about capturing the Otsutsuki clan. How big is the universe? He doesn't know how big it is. Wei looked at the speechless expression and sighed. Sure enough, in one form, your vision can only stop at subduing the ninja world. Naturally, I can't stand Hui's ridicule, I drink it. Huh, Feng Youhui, what do you know? Want to conquer the universe? Do you know how big the universe is? You are just a frog at the bottom of the well. It's idiotic to talk in dreams. Sage of Six Paths on the side also nodded secretly. In terms of conquering the universe, Sage of Six Paths has an attitude of disbelief. It's not that he, who has long since emerged, has never been out of the ninja world. Nature has soared in the universe. But even so, Sage of Six Paths does not dare to be too far from the ninja world. Because the universe is so big, other races in the universe, Sage of Six Paths also encountered. It's so much stronger than him. Looking at the expression of disdain on Yishi's face, Wei raised his left hand and shook it. Otsutsuki style, are your vision limits you? What do you say I know? I at least know that you are delaying time and preparing to come out. Advertisement. And a barrier actually requires years of hard work from you to break it. You are too weak, one style. Hearing the words, the blue veins on the forehead violently. What do you know? If it wasn't for Kaguya's sneak attack, how could I end up like this? Wei gave a chuckle. Yishi's face is even more hideous. Smile, smile, you smile FK. Sage of Six Paths whispered and Wei said. Boy Wei, since you know that one is going to escape, why don't you do it now? Wei shook his head. What if he comes out? It's just a spicy chicken. 613 Sage of Six Paths said seriously. Don't be careless. Wei waved his hand. Old man, I know what to do. It's you, don't you know what you said before? Sage of Six Paths. You never told me that you are a stranger. Wei spread his hands. You didn't ask either. Sage of Six Paths. Wei continued. How should I say, I am indeed not a person in the shinobi world. It was purely an accident to be here. Sage of Six Paths nodded. Then your energy, skills or something. Wei nodded. Naturally don't need chakra. Boy Wei, I don't know if I should say something wrong. I'm properly speaking. Sage of Six Paths. Wei waved his hand. Just kidding, let's talk. Sage of Six Paths coughed slightly. Your moves, skills, etc., can you teach me? Wei, can't. Sage of Six Paths frowns. Hey, Wei boy, don't you need to be so stingy? Isn't it just for you to teach? Chapter 221 come out in one go. Advertisement. Listening to the complaint of Sage of Six Paths, Wei said. It's not that I don't want to teach you, but that you are not suitable for learning. Sage of Six Paths frowns tightly. I am dignified Otsutsuki Hagoromo. So talented. What else can't be learned? Sage of Six Paths hurriedly asked. Why? Wei casually rubbed a ball of magic power. The strange colors not only attracted Sage of Six Paths. The one who was struggling to break the barrier also widened his eyes. Sage of Six Paths can't help but feel it. Wei hurriedly removed his hand. Old man, you might die if you touch it. Sage of Six Paths heard the words and hurriedly retracted his fingers. Looking at the magic power exuding huge energy in front of him. Speaking of, this is magic, right? Wei nodded. Old man, did you find anything different? Sage of Six Paths carefully observes the difference in magic. After a little thought, Sage of Six Paths said. It seems to have some similarities with sage art. Wei brow raised. How to say? Sage of Six Paths says. It seems that it is also drawing power from nature. Wei nodded, looking at Sage of Six Paths with satisfaction. Sage of Six Paths can't help but straighten up. Who just said that the old man is not suitable for cultivation? Who knows? Wei waved his hand. Old man, don't get me wrong, your guess is completely wrong. Sage of Six Paths. Then why are you showing a satisfied expression? Hello. Wei naturally saw the doubts of Sage of Six Paths. Speaking with a chuckle, I'm satisfied because I guessed you want to talk about natural energy. Sage of Six Paths frowned. Is it completely different from natural energy? Wei dissipates the magic. Naturally different. Magic power cannot be improved by external objects, it can only grow with one's own growth, Zhang. Sage of Six Paths holds his chin. This sentence, why am I so familiar? Hui's mouth twitched. Because chakra is also produced by itself, hello. So you will be familiar. Sage of Six Paths suddenly realized. Yes, since chakra is also produced like this. Advertisement. In other words, I can also produce magic power. Wei nodded first, then shook his head again. In theory, you are right. However, there is a condition that limits you. Sage of Six Paths hurriedly asked. What conditions? Wei coughed, cleared his throat and said. That is, everyone in the shinobi world, including you, is moisturized by chakra fruits. Afterwards, Wei looked at Sage of Six Paths. If you are willing to abandon chakra, maybe, it will successfully cultivate magic power. Of course, it's not 100% that can be cultivated. Sage of Six Paths heard this and fell into extreme entanglement. Chakra is not impossible to give up. And after feeling the magic power of Wei a few times, today I felt it up close again. Sage of Six Paths can only be described in one word. That is powerful. Generally speaking, the energy system of magic power should be higher than that of chakra. However, what makes him entangled is, magic power is not 100% obtainable. Wei ignored the tangled Sage of Six Paths. Look at the one in the barrier. Otsutsuki one style, don't you know if this is enough time? Sneered. Feng Youhui, your arrogance will eventually kill you. Just like now. Boom. The sound of words fell. The enchantment exploded. Sage of Six Paths, who didn't know where to go, was really taken aback. When he recovers, Yi Shi has broken the barrier. Boom. One type of body bursts with a powerful chakra. I saw a strange mark on both hands. An endless dark purple chakra appeared all around instantly. Sage of Six Paths frowned. This is. Wei nodded. Ah, it looks like a chakra collected over the years. The dark purple chakra gathered in one hand. Form a giant chakra fruit. Eat chakra fruit in a few bites. Up to the sky and laugh. I finally came out. The end of the ninja world. It's finally here. At this moment, a cold voice interrupted the fantasy. Advertisement. Hey, have you forgotten? I'm still here. Also, the end of the ninja world, or something, is 2 seconds in the middle, right? Sweeping to Wei. Clenched fists with both hands. Asterisk. Feng Youhui. Naturally I cannot forget you. Boom. A stronger chakra burst out of Yi Shi. I will be the first to have an operation on you. What? The voice fell, and the figure of one type had disappeared from the line of sight. Wei brow raised. This speed is indeed faster than the previous enemy. I saw a formula instantly appear on the top of Hyde's head. The palm is aimed at Wei. Go to hell. Expanding truth-seeking ball. Ohm. A brutal dark purple chakra is condensed in one hand. It turned into a black chakra ball and hit Wei. Wei gently raised his right hand. Boom. The swelling truth-seeking ball slammed into Hui's fan. Unbreakable. I saw Hui's fan quickly absorb the swelling truth-seeking ball. One pupil shrinks. The body hurried back. Wei didn't rush up in a hurry. Wang Dahao, right index finger stretched out. Libra, Zawaki. Swish. A huge beam of light penetrated the body in an instant. Puff. The body turned into white smoke and disappeared. Wei looked at the other side with a serious smile. As expected of you, you haven't been dazzled. A cold snort. Don't look down on people too much. After all, one wave of right hand. Black coffin. What? Multiple huge black cubes appeared out of thin air. Sage of Six Paths frowned. The old man's perception is blocked. What exactly is this? Wei stared at the peculiar pattern in his right eye. The true power of the Otsutsuki clan. Chapter 222 Feng Youhui vs Otsutsuki in one style. Advertisement. Sage of Six Paths was surprised. Hurriedly looked at Xiongwei. Boy Wei, what do you mean? Isn't the power of the Otsutsuki clan Guyu Rinnegan? Wei gave a chuckle. Old Six Paths, even though you are a direct descendant of the Otsutsuki clan. But, after all, it was created by Kaguya Ji. Hui's gaze is directed towards one type. Not really the Otsutsuki clan. But, in a different style, he is a real member of the Otsutsuki clan. Standing in the void, snorted coldly. Sure enough, you know a lot. Wei gently fanned the paper fan in his hand. Well, it's not a secret. What? After all, the one-piece figure disappeared directly into the air. Did not show up again. Sage of Six Paths looked at her side vigilantly. Because of the influence of Black Coffin, the perception of Sage of Six Paths is hindered. Now he can no longer feel the exact position. Boy Wei, you have to be careful. The voice of Sage of Six Paths has not fallen yet. A strong wind whizzed straight to the back of the Six Paths 613 fairy head. The body of Sage of Six Paths seems to be imprisoned. I can't move. Worse. Puff. Thoughts flashed, and Sage of Six Paths' body was instantly beaten into the distance. Boom. A violent crash on the black cube behind. I shook my regretful head. Countless black cubes suddenly appeared beside Sage of Six Paths who was about to get up. I saw a claw-like right hand in the distance. Go to hell, Jun of the Otsutsuki clan. Ohm. Invisible ripples radiate from Yi Shi. Countless black cubes desperately squeeze the body of Sage of Six Paths. Sage of Six Paths turned his horrified gaze to Wei. The eyes are full of requests for help. Wei sighed helplessly. It's really troublesome. After all, Hui's body dissipated in the air like a gust of wind. What? Wei appeared in front of Sage of Six Paths. There is magic in the right hand. Lightly wave on the black cube. Advertisement. I saw the black cube as if it had encountered a natural enemy, BCFD. Withdraw quickly. I wrinkled my brows at once. Sure enough, it is more advanced energy than chakra. On the other side, Wei rescued Sage of Six Paths. Old man, I think it's better for you to stay far away. Sage of Six Paths nodded in agreement. This level of battle is no longer something he can intervene. Sage of Six Paths looked at Wei before leaving. Boy Wei, you will win, right? A smile rises from the corner of Hui's mouth. Victory is of course. Sage of Six Paths heard the words, then floated in the void and left. A stare in the distance. Chakra broke out. Just want to run away. The right foot stomped fiercely in the void. The body flies quickly to Sage of Six Paths like a cannonball. At this moment, a flat voice came into the ears. Who allowed you to continue pursuing? One type of pupil shrinks. I don't know when the side is full of magic. He hurriedly stopped his body, and fled away from that place. At the same time, a few chakra bullets were fired in Yi Shi's hand. Wow, swish. Several chakra bullets hit the direction of Wei. Wei stood in place. Right foot lightly. Virgo, Eastern General. A transparent barrier rose from before Hui's eyes. Boom, boom. The chakra bomb hits the strongest object in the world. Forced to stop the trajectory. Then it disappeared. That's right, it's not just resisting. It is completely evaporated. Without a trace of chakra fluctuations. Although Yishi was really scared by Hui's hand. But naturally he can't just catch it like this. Straighten your right hand and aim at Wei. Big black sky, wow, suddenly appeared next to Wei to count to the entrance of a different space. Advertisement. In an instant, countless huge stones appeared in front of Hui's eyes. Smash Shangwei fiercely. Wei brow raised. The magic circle flickers under your feet. Libra, Zawaki. Wow, a huge beam of light penetrated the boulder instantly. Suddenly, countless broken stones scattered. It's now. I don't know when the Yishi body appeared before Hui's eyes. The right hand smashed Shang Wei with a fist. Wei easily blocked one attack. This power. Wei frowned. The power of one formula is indeed great. A smile on the corners of the mouth. Don't underestimate my power, human. Two of you come and me. Dozens of fights in an instant. Sage of Six Paths in the distance swallowed nervously. With this sound, he has seen the power of 10 tails. But the physical skills of the two are more exciting than Chakra's duel. The corner of Sage of Six Paths' mouth raised a wry smile. This is the showdown between the strongest. I'm still far behind. At this moment, a cold voice came into the ears of Sage of Six Paths. You have done a great job, Otsutsuki Hagoromo. Sage of Six Paths shocked. This voice. Sage of Six Paths turned his head stiffly and looked at the people beside him. To be precise, it's just a white humanoid. The pure white figure can't tell the person's appearance. There is a white flame burning on his face. Just listen to the trembling opening of Sage of Six Paths. Zero, are you here too? That's right, the person who came is the consciousness collection of the ninja world. Zero nodded, and recognized the problem of Sage of Six Paths. How did it get your attention? Sage of Six Paths is very confused. Even if both of them are super strong, it shouldn't cause Zero reactions. But at this moment, Zero appeared in front of Sage of Six Paths. Make him have to believe. The outcome of this battle will determine the direction of the ninja world. Chapter 223 Pisces. Outer Screen 7. Advertisement. There are dozens of tricks between you and me. Finally, he was the first to show his fatigue. Finding the right time, opened the distance between the two in one stroke. At this moment, a lot of sweat is oozing out on his cheeks. Feng Youhui, you are really good indeed. Adjust your slightly messy breath in one step. Look at the opposite way. It's still so plain. There is no trace of confusion in the breath. It seems that the fierce physical skills just now, for him. But so, Wei gave a chuckle. One style, your physical skills can indeed be called the strongest in the ninja world. But, your opponent is me. Measurement. Hui's figure disappeared instantly. Quickly release your perception and feel the surroundings. But Wei is faster. When I haven't reacted yet, Wei smashed his fist in the abdomen. Boom. Ming. A mouthful of blood was spit out. The body is bowed like a shrimp. Wei will naturally not let go of such a good opportunity. Snapped. Hold the head with one hand. The other hand has accumulated magic power. Boom. Zero distance contact. Yi Shi's eyes widened suddenly. The unspeakable pain came from the abdomen again. Wei clutched Yi Shi's head. Fall on the ground. Boom. Hit Yishi's head fiercely on the ground. Dumped far away. One style is like a kite with a broken line. Crush all the rocks along the road. Wei shook his wrist. Although your physical skills are very strong, but. That's it. Hui's gaze looked down at the distant place. Raised eyebrows. Hey, shouldn't you just die like this? Yishi seems to have heard Hui's words. Clenched fists. Stood up hard, looking at Wei Fai with a blank gaze. Gasping. Advertisement. Feng Youhui, you really irritated me. After all, Yishi suddenly opened a Rinnegan in his hands. Wei exclaimed. Eli, a new ability. Deaf ears. I saw him quickly gather the chakra around him. Wei felt that chakra, which was at least a few kilometers in radius, was directly drained in an instant. The intense chakra storm gathered in one hand. Slowly transformed into a few pills. A trace of madness flashed across Yishi's face. Feng Youhui, congratulations for driving out the strongest me. After all, I just threw the pill in my hand into my mouth. With a few chewing sounds. Swallow the pill in one go. Boom. A strong chakra burst out of Yishi. It's like destroying the world. Poke the sky of the country of craftsmanship in an instant. There was a roar in his mouth. It seems to turn all the pain just now into motivation. I saw a pair of feet kicking hard on the ground. His body rushed towards Wei like a cannonball. Hui's mouth curled. Shout and say that Otsutsuki Hamura only knows physical skills. It seems. One style, you are nothing more than that. What? After all, Wei waved the fist in his hand and smashed it in one way. Snarling. The two fists collided. The resulting impact directly destroys the terrain. The ground is centered on two people and expands toward the surroundings. The sky seems to have been affected by his punch. Split into two. Wei grinning. This is the bloody battle I am looking forward to. Yishi can't even care about talking at this moment. At this moment, he is bearing the tremendous force from his fist. Even if it is strengthened to such a degree, it can barely bear this strength. Looking at Wei solemnly. Feng Youhui, interesting. Thoughts flashed. The two are fighting together again. Between every move, the world is falling apart. Sage of Six Paths, who was watching from a distance, couldn't keep up with the speed of the two early. Only Zero Eyes paying attention to this battle. Please ask for flowers. There is a flaw. Advertisement. Zero Eyes condensed. In the battlefield, Wei resisted with a right fist. The right foot slammed into force and kicked the body. Boom. Yishi's body suffered a violent impact. Boom rumbling. The ground was smashed into a huge pit. Swish. Hui's body appeared directly above the One Piece. Look at the dark cave. I saw a few chakra bullets flying out of the pit. Wei raised a smile at the corner of his mouth. That's it, one style. Fly the chakra at will. Gaze towards the pothole in the ground. But not a single figure. Right now, a figure suddenly appeared beside Wei. It seems to appear out of thin air. Wei brow raised. This is one type of ability. Boom. A single fist hit the transparent barrier in front of Hui's body. Shout, I still can't hit you. Wei looked at the scene in front of him with interest. This is the power of your right eye, right? Yishi raised his head proudly. Yes, this is my ability. The little name Zun Guna. Finally saw the ultimate power of one formula. One type of rice word. You can shrink the objects you see, and you can shrink yourself hundreds of times. Constantly shrinking and enlarging the body. From time to time, Shang Wei threw a punch. Wei frowned. Although Yishi cannot harm him. But it did make Wei a little bored. I saw endless magic emerge from Hui's body. Pisces outer screen 7. An invisible ripple radiated from Hui's body. Hiding behind Wei, still afraid of Hui's moves. Suddenly I feel my body is out of control. What is this? Trying to move one's body. But I can't move. As if my body is no longer my own. Chapter 224 Otsutsuki 1 Style. Lost. Advertisement. Staring at Wei with a straight look. But the body can't move. Feng Youhui, what kind of magic is you? There are not many techniques that can make a style so awkward. Although Hui's technique had the same bug before. But there is no technique that can control the body. Moreover, it is so unsolvable. Yes, there is no solution. One formula has tried all the methods. He even used his own word for rice. Wei looked at trying to struggle. Smile at the corner of the mouth. Otsutsuki 1 Style, don't try to struggle anymore. My Pisces ability is not something that chakra can solve. After all, Wei stepped on the void under his feet. The body instantly came to the 1 Style, 613. One pupil shrinks. Feng Youhui, what are you doing? Wei brow raised. Otsutsuki, your IQ dropped. What can I do besides killing you? One body shakes. Feng Youhui, you can't just kill me like this. Fi is about to start. Look one way. Ahuo, why? With a play mentality, Wei asked. Swallowing fiercely because of saliva. If you kill me like this, the Dajianmu clan will not let you go. Wei heard this and sighed. I thought you would say something decent. That's the result. Yishi hurriedly continued. Moreover, Ninja Consciousness Zero will not let you go. Feng Youhui, what you are doing now is to break the rules of Ninja World. Wei brow lightly raised. Oh, you mean the one behind you? The pupil shrinks. What do you mean? Zero will appear behind me. Is it to scare me? Wei waved his right hand. The body immediately turned to the back. What you see is the pure white body of Zero. I'm completely stunned. Said tremblingly. Why? Advertisement. Why would you participate in such a battle? Zero and no chance. Although his face is still blank. But you can still know that Zero's gaze is looking directly at Wei. Wei has a smile on his face. Meeting for the first time. Zero. After all, Wei seems to think of something. Shook his head. No, the first official meeting. Zero. Although Zero is still expressionless. But obviously I can feel the emotion of Zero's surprise. After a while of silence. Zero finally spoke, and his tone was full of doubts. How did you know Feng Youhui? Wei Wenyan shrugged. Well, after all, you have been watching me from a long time ago, right? It seems that Wei discovered Zero a long time ago. Zero showed interest. When did you notice it? Wei recalled for a moment. Probably start from Thunder Country. I faintly felt piqued. Of course, soon, I discovered your existence. It's just that, at the time, I didn't know who you were. After chatting with the old man of 6 paths, I clearly knew your existence, Ninja World Spirit Zero. Slap, slap, slap. Zero couldn't help but applaud, speaking of. As expected of you, Feng Youhui. The tone is full of appreciation. It seems that you are indeed suitable to inherit the position of Sage of 6 Paths. The sound of Zero words fell. Sage of 6 Paths breathed a sigh of relief. Looking at Wei not far in front of you. Sure enough, Zero's purpose is to let you inherit my position. Sage of 6 Paths comes to Wei. Right hand patted Hui's shoulder. Boy Wei, if it were someone else, I wouldn't necessarily agree, but if it's you, I'm absolutely satisfied. The tone of Sage of 6 Paths is full of affirmation. At this moment, Wei spoke. Hey, who said I must inherit your position, old man? Sage of Six Paths shook his body when hearing Hui's words. What does it mean? Disdain. Provocative. Sage of Six Paths looks at Zero gradually getting colder. Hurriedly said, ha ha ha, Kid Wei, you still like to make jokes so much. While talking, the sweat from Sage of Six Paths' forehead kept streaming down. Advertisement. Wei brow raised. Old man, you don't need to be such an obvious partial ancestor. I really disdain this position. At this moment, Ling's aura completely changed. Cold and terrible, Wei looked calmly at the opposite Zero. I want to be your master, Zero. Sage of Six Paths. Brother, don't make trouble. This is a ninja spirit. Become his master. That means becoming the master of the ninja world. This kind of thing has never happened before. Sage of Six Paths swallowed frantically. Winking at Wei. Wei ignored it. Look at the opposite Zero. How? Zero, if you now recognize me as the master, you can avoid an unnecessary battle. The aura around Zero has been extremely cold. Suppress my emotions, Zero said. Oh, an unnecessary fight. Wei shrugged. It's something obvious. You can never beat me. Zero Death clenched his fist. Feng Youhui, you will pay for this sentence. Otsutsuki, who is still unable to move, screamed in his heart. Fight, fight, fight. When the momentum reached its peak, Wei seems to think of something. Look at Otsutsuki. I almost forgot to have you in 5.3. Otsutsuki won style. Brother, don't think of me now. Wouldn't you just forget me? I saw Wei waved his right hand. An invisible wave radiated from Hui's body. Strike in an instant. Fear appeared on Yishi's face. No, you can't do this. No, the voice has not fallen. The body of one type dissipated in the air like dust. This scene caused Zero's body in the distance to give a slight pause. Because he didn't see exactly how Yishi died, Wei clapped his hands, patted off the dust that didn't exist on his hands. Look towards Zero. Saw. Let's get started. Chapter 225 Feng Youhui vs Zero. Advertisement. After all, Wei looked at Zero in front of him. Zero looked at the opposite Wei with the same solemn. Feng Youhui. Zero whispered softly, body floating in the void. Raise your right hand, Wang. In an instant, the surrounding chakra began to explode. The overwhelming chakra rushes towards Wei. There are no moves. Just relying on the power of pure chakra. It seems that the entire ninja world is coordinating with Zero's movements. Hui's pupils shrank. Then, a smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. Does one person stand against the whole world? Interesting. Boom. Fierce magic power erupted from Hui's body. A strong wave formed a hedge against the incoming chakra. Wei snapped his right hand. Sword Winter. Boom. 12 endless blades grow on the surface. The tips of the knife all point to Zero. Wei keeps a smile on his face. Make a downward gesture with the right hand. Go ahead. Wow. Swish. The blade rushes to Zero at a speed that is invisible to the naked eye. Looking at the menacing sword, Zero is not in a hurry, and his right foot is stepped in the void. The entire chakra of ninja world is stagnant. The sword is blocked in the void. Wei raised his brows when he saw this. Ahuo, isn't it that wasteful? Then the magic power on the body continued to be input into the sword. There was a sneer on Zero's face. HMPH, it's stupid to try to fight the whole world with a human's power. It seems that my evaluation of you was too high. Boom. After all, Zero continues to chakra's output. The shock waves generated by the waves collided fiercely. Sage of Six Paths, which could have been resisted, was completely unstoppable. The body floats into the distance like fallen leaves. In the distance, Sage of Six Paths finally stopped. Holding his chest with blood in his mouth. A wry smile on his face. Advertisement. Even after the wave, I can't resist it. Looking at the two people who are still in a stalemate. Shaking his head. It's really a monster, both. Look back at the showdown between Wei and Zero. Seeing the sword gradually being suppressed. Zero feels that the winning ticket is in hand. He only drank it loudly. Feng Youhui, if you change your mind now, I can still save your life. There is the last glimmer of expectation in Zero thought. After all, Feng Youhui's strength is very strong. The value of being alive is far greater than that of being dead. Was silent for a long time. Before hearing Hui's answer, Ling shook his head. Pity. Feng Youhui, go to death. Then with a wave of his right hand. Boom. Chakra, who was several times faster than before, smashed against Hui's sword fiercely. Puff. There was a huge roar. There were bursts of overwhelmed voices from the sword. At this moment, a magical power that made Ling feel palpitation erupted from Hui's position. Wow. The sword seems to be sublimated. The chakra with Zero has formed a delicate balance once again. Zero the boss with invisible eyes. How can it be? The strength of both sides finally reached the 0 point. Puff. Boom. Finally exploded in the middle of the two. The clouds above the sky were also washed away in an instant. The earth is torn. Hundreds of kilometers were destroyed. The country of craftsmen is completely destroyed. The small island that hosts the country of craftsmanship sank. The aftermath of the battle between the two has spread to the entire ninja world. No matter which country you are in, you can feel a majestic power. Fire country. Konoha. Kakashi frowned. This unknown power is Wei. This level of attack is really too strong. Itachi opened the door of the office at this time. Master Naruto, do you feel it? Kakashi nodded. Ah, it's Wei. Itachi looked into the distance. Wei-kun, you must win. Advertisement. At the same time, several women in different places sent their own blessings from their hearts. Pray for Wei, there must be nothing wrong. The shadows in each village also expressed the same emotions. The performance of the ninja war Zongwei is well deserved. And the 5 major countries have re-established friendly relations because of Wei. Everything is moving in a good direction. No one wants to destroy the current situation. Everyone has only one wish. That is, Feng Youhui must come back alive. Gaze towards the country of craftsmen. To be precise, it was once the country of craftsmen. After all, now there is only endless seawater left. The two stood at both ends of the void. There is a strong smoke package in the middle. Zero looked at her right hand in confusion. Seems to be wondering. Why can Feng Youhui be tied with the power of a world? This way I will lose face when I step on the horse. The smoke cleared, and the two finally looked at each other again. Zero body look. 613 seems to be shocked by Hui's appearance. Unscathed, I won't mention it for the time being, but that inhuman appearance. What's the matter? That's right, the Wei Jun at this time, the black wings behind him have been unfolded. The wide wings a few meters long flap in the air. I don't know when Wei wore the crown on his head. However, there is no expression on his face. You, what is your form? Zero said in a frustrated voice. After all, this look has never been seen anywhere. And feeling the powerful magic power emanating from Wei. Speechless for a time. Too foul. One person has more magic power than chakra in the whole world. Wei Shu clenched a fist. Eyes closed tightly, greedily absorbing the air. Feel the magic that is constantly emerging from the body. Sage of 6 paths in the distance has also been stunned. Murmured softly in his mouth. Boy Wei, are you still a human? That's right, Wei at this moment has realized that he can't resist Zero only with his strength after being lettered. So, he stopped pretending, he had a showdown. The divinity that has been suppressed for a long time has completely exploded. Full version Feng Youhui, coming. Chapter 226 Skill, the Mocker of Mocking. Advertisement. Seeing the brilliance of divinity hitting humanity in front of me. Zero gaze was filled with fear. That noble posture, indifferent look. It seems to be telling the way at this moment. It's God. Zero felt great pressure. Feng Youhui, I can't let you live anymore. Zero changed his mind. There was a trace of luck in my heart. Fortunately, let Wei inherit Sage of 6 paths. But at this moment, he knew he was wrong. And it was so wrong. The strength in front of him is only exuding from the outside. Already equal to him, even surpassed him. Seeing Wei still seemed to be immersed in his own power. Zero gaze. Good chance. After all, the index finger of the right hand twitched quietly. Feeling the brilliance of power, my eyes opened. A gleam of light passed through my eyes. Suddenly, a strong chakra fell from the sky. Chakra, full of evasion skills, turned into a white light and came straight. Wei raised his right hand and placed it on top of his head. Lips light up. Helao's fire. Helios fire. Om. The mysterious magic circle is unfolding under Hui's feet. Unfold several barriers instantly. That is a technique that can block all magic. The huge chakra slammed against the orange barrier. Boom. The violent impact once again produced shock waves with a range of hundreds of kilometers. Holes began to appear at the intersection. That was the beginning of the collapse of space. Zero frown. If the space continues to collapse due to fighting. That's not what he wants to see. It seems that a quick fight must be made. Boom. Zero dare not have any more reservations. The chakra on the body is like a volcanic eruption. The all-attribute chakra is imbued on the chakra beam in the sky. Boom. Finally tore through Hui's first barrier. Wei raised his brow. Oh, well done. After all, the wings spread out. More powerful magic power is input into the enchantment. Puff. Advertisement. Boom. The collision between chakra and magic finally cancelled out. The shock wave generated in an instant directly evaporates the sea surface on the ground. Sage of 6 paths in the distance is swayed by the impact. I finally stopped my body. Sage of 6 paths is just a thought now. Run. The farther you run, the better. Sure enough, they are all monsters. Taste. There was a clicking sound from nowhere. Although faint, it was caught by Sage of 6 paths. Sage of 6 paths look up. Then the corners of the mouth twitch. Hee hee, where is this going? Look at the battle. I saw the space began to tear like glass. There is a huge black hole in the center. Even as a ninja spirit, I also felt a wave of weakness in my body. After all, it's a full blow. Zero's eyes looked at the glow behind the dense smoke. Pupil shrinks. How is this possible? Wei naturally received no damage. Stretched out his body. Look at the opposite Zero. Frivolous tone. Eli, you, the spirit of ninja world, do you actually want to use such tricks? Zero frowned. At this moment, he hasn't been at ease at the beginning. Now if you are a little careless, it is really possible to become the servant of the young man in front of you. Exhale a deep breath. Chakra from the entire ninja world rushes into the Zero body madly. Refill for him. Hui's mouth curled. Shout, is it really different to have a backer? Zero deaf ears, hands up. It bears the first seal since the battle. With Zero not printing completed. Just listen to Zero yelling. Water-style dragon. Roar. A dragon roar rang from under Hui's feet. Wei looked down. The entire sea was actually mobilized by Zero. Form a water dragon tens of thousands of meters long. Roaring like a world-destroying dragon. Charged towards Wei. When Wei saw this, he naturally didn't care about it. The magic is surging under my feet. Advertisement. Form a magic circle instantly. Aquarius absolutely zero. Crack. The surrounding weather makes that room seem to be in winter. Several icicles eroded the water dragon's body. The water dragon roared frantically. I want to get rid of the icicles on my body. But it's still a step too late. The huge water dragon is frozen. Wei stepped in the void. The body appeared in front of the water dragon. Tap your right index finger between the forehead of the water dragon. Cross Lara, accompanied by the sound of ice breaking. The huge body of the water dragon turned into nothingness. What? At this time, however, Zero arrived in front of Wei through the delay of the water dragon. The yin-yang escape technique was wrapped in his right hand, hit Xiongwei. Boom. The black wing behind Wei did not know when he had already stood in front of Hyde. Resisted Zero's attack. The expression on Hui's face became calm. Quote. 3 times and 5 times, it really makes me sick. After all, black wing trembles vigorously. Shock Zero's fist. The two then fought together. Boom, boom, boom. Every aftermath of a fist against a fist makes everything around you tremble. Wang Dahao, including the gradually expanding black hole. The two of you have come and I have visited dozens of times, and there is still no winner or loser. While fighting, Zero replenishes her stamina with everything in the world, chakra. On the other hand, Wei only has his own magic power. But the bigger the Zero, the more frightening it is. It is true that one person is fighting against a world. Where did the monster come from? Boom. The two fisted again. The body separates again. Hui's breathing is a bit messy. The physical matchup is indeed more stamina consuming. Felt my own magic. There are only a billion bits of magic left. Wei raised his brow. Zero. Next this trick will give you GN. Can you survive? After that, Wei snapped his right hand. The mocking abuser. Chapter 227. From now on, the ninja world belongs to me. Advertisement. Snapped. The sound of snapping fingers spread throughout the audience. The scene became silent for a while. Zero body tension. Prepare to deal with all possible attacks. Wei on the other side waved his wings. Smiling and staring at the opposite Zero. Zero Ninja World's master really needs to be changed. At this time, Zero concentration is observing everything around. Have no intention of talking to Wei. The breeze blows across the battlefield. Everything is so quiet. Do not. Zero frown. Quiet a bit too much. Zero suddenly woke up. Even if there is only Lingahui left in this area, there is Sage of Six Paths. But at this moment, the slapping sound of the sea also disappeared completely. Zero's expression is extremely serious. Chakra scanned everything around him over and over again. Still not found. There was even the feeling that Wei hadn't done anything for a moment. That is naturally impossible. Zero sweeps away the distracting thoughts in his mind. Zero's eyes finally looked at the opposite Wei. Feng Youhui, what have you done? Wei looked at Zero with her arms around. Yao, it seems that our great ninja spirit 613 didn't find anything. The tone is full of irony. Zero frowned. Seeing Hui's face calm, Ling's heart is no longer calm. No matter what means you want, you are going to die here today. Having said that, chakra is condensed in Zero hands. Shake it towards Wei fiercely. Hui's mouth curled. Nothing. Zero eyes staring at Wei. It's about to hit. A glimmer of joy flashed in his eyes. Kill him. Kill Feng Youhui. Zero's heart prayed for chakra to hit Wei. On the contrary, Wei took a sigh of relief. I don't see what he does. I heard. Bang. The fierce chakra slammed into Hui's face. Happy on Zero's face. Did you succeed? Advertisement. The answer is naturally no. A layer of transparent film appeared so abruptly in front of Wei. Zero's body shocked. He carefully observed Wei. The latter did not make any movements. There is no magical power. How did it do it? At this moment, Wei also spoke. Zero, are you curious? Why can't your chakra attack me? Wei waved his hand and erased the obstructive chakra in front of him. With a smile in his eyes, he looked at Zero with a dumbfounded look. The mocking killer. This skill is just like its name. Laughing at the opponent, torture and kill. Hui's wings opened, and a fan appeared in his right hand at some point. Gently waved the fan in his hand. Wei continued. Everything in the world is nothing to me. Nothing can hurt my body. No one can go against my will. Snapped. Wei closed the paper fan in his hand. Point to the opposite Zero. Even if you are an elf in the ninja world, what about? From today, I am the master of ninja world. A huge eye appeared above Hui's head. No, to be precise, it is the top of ninja world. The people in the ninja realm have seen that eye. As long as someone stares at him, his gaze seems to be on everyone. Since the eyes appeared, Zero's body trembled madly. What the hell is this? Muttered with zero tremor. In the Zero body, I have never seen such a powerful force. Majestic to Zero wants to directly betray the ninja world and throw him down. Wei has been observing Zero changes. Let out a breath. Hey, original BCFD, thought you could make this battle more interesting. Wei said distressedly. It seems that Wu Gao looked at you. Already close to crazy Zero is attracted by Hui's words. If it weren't for trembling legs, Zero really wants to slap Hui's face. Are you riding a horse or an individual? Everyone calls Susanoo. Summon a Senju Buddha at a stronger point. What are you riding on horse? Advertisement. Wei seems to understand the meaning of Zero. The corners of the mouth are slightly raised. This is what I exchanged for 2/3 of my body's magic power. It's very precious. Zero swallowing saliva, a bleak look. He knew that he would definitely lose. It's just that he still wants to know what the hell is this. Feng Youhui, what skill are you? Wei brow raised. Already guessed the Zero death will. This is a huge one born out of the void with the magic of my whole body. Halfway through the conversation, Wei paused for a moment. No, even the word, huge, looks pale and feeble in front of him. In front of him, even thousands of meters long dragons are just microbes. Wei looked at the eyes that enveloped the entire ninja world with satisfaction. Even this eyeball is just a very small part of the real eyeball. Wei continued. That body can even swallow up the universe. You only need to stare at your eyes to turn the stars into ashes. With one breath, the entire galaxy can be subverted. He is a monster among monsters. Hui's voice echoed in the air. Borrowing magic power to amplify my voice, so that people in the ninja world can hear Hui's voice. So far, the shadows of all the villages are weakly sitting on their chairs. Ha ha ha, it's so strong and unlike humans. Reiatsu sighed. Made the most correct evaluation of my life. Monster. No, to be precise, it is a god. Wei looked at Zero in the distance. Your doubts are gone, right? Then don't pass this, Zero. It's really a pleasure to fight with you. After all, I didn't see Wei taking any action. The aftermath of the huge eyes above the sky gave Zero warning. Zero body shock. With a sorrowful smile on his face, it disappeared in the wind. Feng Youhui, looking at the Zero that has dissipated in the world. Wei will also withdraw the murderers. After all, it's a bit blue consuming, this trick. P.S. Ask for flowers, ask for tickets, ask for rewards. Written request for leave. Recently, there are some things at home that need to be dealt with, and the update will be suspended for one day. Chapter 228 The King of Ninja World Feng Youhui. Advertisement. The battle is finally over. Sage of Six Paths, who had been hiding aside for a long time, also came to Wei at the right time. Looking at the battlefield that has sunk into the ocean all around. Sage of Six Paths swallows droolingly. Aki, Kid Wei, ah no, Master Wei. Hui's combat power has already broken through the top of this world. Even Sage of Six Paths had to lower his head and shout respectfully, Lord Wei. Standing in the void, Wei gently fanned the paper fan in his hand. Well, old man Six Paths, don't you need to be so polite? Unexpectedly, Sage of Six Paths shook his head. Master Wei, etiquette cannot be abandoned. Wei could only shrug his shoulders, it's up to you. Sage of Six Paths says. Master Wei, where are we going to, June 13th, next? Wei thought for a moment. Indeed, Zero, as a collection of ninja consciousness, was also defeated by K. There are no more enemies to deal with in the ninja world. Wei thought and made a decision. Think about this kind of thing later. Now. Wei looked at Sage of Six Paths. Return to Konoha. Sage of Six Paths nodded hurriedly. Yes, Master Wei. At the same time, the offices of the 5 hidden villages. Reikage's face was dripping with cold sweat. Swallowing frantically. Is it over? Who the hell won? Reikage waved his hand and an Anbu appeared in front of Reikage. Prepare gifts to thank Shakuba for what she did in the ninja war, and... Reikage's gaze flickered. Check if Feng Youhui is dead, and tell me as soon as you learn the news. Hearing this, Anbu knelt on one knee. Yes, Lord Reikage. This situation appeared in several other shinobu villages at the same time. Of course, excluding Onogi. After all, the master-servant relationship allows him to know that his master is not dead. Onoki also made people go to Konoha with gifts. Simple congratulations. Fire Country, Konoha Village, inside the Hokage office. Kakashi was holding a pen in his hand, but he was unable to concentrate on correcting the document. I always miss Wei in my heart. Advertisement. As Hui's eldest brother, Kakashi is naturally very worried about Hui's situation. Although I don't know who he is fighting against. However, the aftermath of the battle that encompasses the entire ninja world does not look like a mixed soldier. At this moment, the door of the office was violently pushed open. It's Tsunade Haim, Yuyan and others. Kakashi sighed slightly. Now it's troublesome. Snapped. Tsunade angrily patted his right hand on the table. Hitaki Kakashi, do you feel that kind of battle fluctuations too? What is the problem? Kakashi sees cold sweat on his face. Swaying his hands in a hurry. Well, Tsunade-sama, calm down first. I don't know the specific situation now. Shion on the side also said. Sister Tsunade, brother Kakashi is not as strong as you, how can he know what happened? Kakashi heard the words, his face was full of black lines. Although knowing that you are helping me out. But my heart is inexplicably uncomfortable. Tsunade snorted coldly and sat down on the sofa next to him. Shion said to Kakashi with a trace of apology in her eyes. I'm so sorry, brother. It's just that we are also very worried about Hui's situation. Kakashi waved his hand. I know, but I really don't know who Wei is fighting with. And, Kakashi thought of the eyes that encompass the entire ninja world. It's not because of the saliva. Moreover, with the last technique, I perceive familiar energy. If I didn't guess wrong, it should be the trick Wei used. Kakashi's words fell. The women are also lost in thought. Although he knows that Wei Qiang is invincible, he is still very worried about his safety. Just when several people fell silent, Kakashi coughed. Why don't you guys go home and wait at ease? As soon as he finished speaking, Kakashi felt several death stares. Hurriedly said, ah no, just wait here, let's wait for him to come back together. After that, I felt the gaze on my body disappeared, and finally heaved a sigh of relief. I glanced at the women sitting on the sofa. Advertisement. Kakashi looked back at the sky outside the window. Wei, you will definitely win, right? The girls waited quietly in the office like this. Night falls, and Anbu came to Kakashi. Naruto-sama, Iwagakure's Tsuchikage-sama sent Anbu to Konoha. Kakashi's eyes narrowed. Sure enough, Hui's failure to return may cause a series of problems. Kakashi said without changing his expression. Do you know their purpose? Anbu nodded. It was sent by Tsuchikage-sama to give the gift. Kakashi frowned. Gift? What gift? Anbu shook his head. This subordinate doesn't know. Kakashi thought for a moment. Let them in. Anbu responded and left. Looking at Anbu leaving, Tsunade said. Kakashi, the old man Tsuchikage is sending someone over now, I'm afraid the one will be unkind. Kakashi said. Now their purpose is not clear. Let's talk about it when we see you. Tsunade heard the words, nodded, and stopped talking. Not long after, Anbu from Iwagakure came to the office. After giving the gift in hand. By the way 5.3 speaking. Master Tsuchikage asked me to bring a message to Master Naruto. Kakashi raised his brow and said. Anbu nodded and said. Tsuchikage-sama said that he used the secret technique to feel the victory of Wei-sama. I hope I can see Master Wei in the Five Shadows talks soon. Hearing this, Kakashi nodded without change. As that's so, I know. Anbu bowed respectfully, then stepped back. After he left, Kakashi finally breathed a sigh of relief. Although I don't know the relationship between Onoki and Toru. But obviously that old man is disdainful of deceiving people. So that means, Wei won the battle. The women are also relieved. Fortunately, it's okay. Chapter 229 Feng Youhui, Return. Advertisement. Just when the women's mood is slightly relaxed. A burst of sound hit everyone's ears. Why are you all in the Hokage office? Everyone was surprised when they heard this. Looking back. It is Feng Youhui who just rushed back to the village. Wei-kun, Xiaohui, everyone can no longer suppress their feelings. One after another came forward to hug Wei. Suddenly several people hung on Hui's body. Wei smiled and comforted. Well, didn't I say it? I'm very strong. Stabilize the emotions of the girls. Toru and the girls sat on the sofa, looking at Kakashi on the side. At this time, Kakashi said with a smile on his face. Wei, welcome back. Wei nodded. Ah, finally came back. Kakashi asked again. How's the matter going? Wei shrugged. Well, it's a little harder than expected, but it's still easier to solve. 12 inches. Kakashi twitched the corners of his mouth. Is that the kind of fluctuation that spreads to the entire ninja world? Is it easier to solve? Wei nodded. Ah, it's fairly easy to solve. Kakashi. The mood of the girls has calmed down at this moment. Curiosity was hooked by Wei. Shi Yan asked. Hey, is the enemy still Otsutsuki this time? Wei raised his brows as he looked at the curiosity of the daughters. Ah, Otsutsuki, it's just an appetizer, right? Yugon wondered, who else is Otsutsuki? Wei said. Ninja Consciousness Collection 0. Everyone was shocked when they heard this. Kakashi swallowed and asked. Wei, you just said, did you have the word ninja consciousness? Wei gave a chuckle. Brother, you are not old yet, do you have bad ears? Kakashi shook his head. Advertisement. No, I just can't believe it. At this moment, Tsunade on the side pondered for a moment, and said. That means, Wei, you defeated ninja consciousness, what about you? Wei understood the meaning of Tsunade instantly. Ah, now I can control the chakra of everyone in the ninja world at any time. In fact, it doesn't stop there. At this moment, Wei, in a sense, has become the master of ninja world. So, not just chakra, things like manipulating life and death, Wei naturally gained. However, only for the entire Naruto world. Feng Youhui is the true king of ninja. Even if it only reveals the information that it can control chakra. It has shocked everyone to the point of speechlessness. After a long time, everyone was finally relieved from shock. Kakashi stared at Wei and said. Wei, do you have any plans next? Wei pondered for a moment, his eyes swept over the new function under the system. Well, let's talk about this kind of thing later, first of all. Wei looked at the girls beside her, smiling at the corners of her mouth. Maybe, I need to hold a grand wedding. When the women heard the words, their faces were flushed. Shi Yan said shyly. Marriage, wedding or something, Wei-kun is so annoying. Wei gently touched Xian's cute head. Well, after all, everything has been handled. It's time to make up for what I owe you. When the women heard the words, a happy smile flashed on their faces. Kakashi asked. Wei, is the wedding date set? Wei committed a crime, Byakugan said. How is it possible? I just came back. This kind of thing, after you go back, choose a good day. Kakashi nodded when he heard the words. Indeed, this kind of thing can't be sloppy. It must be the highest specification. Moreover, there must be no fewer guests. The shadows of the hidden village will also be there. And Konoha's security. Kakashi's words became broken thoughts at some point. Suddenly found that there are so many things to prepare. Kakashi is going to cry. The corner of Hui's mouth twitched. Hey, brother, obviously I got married. You were too excited, right? Advertisement. Who knows, Kakashi said seriously. Wei, although it's your wedding, how could I as the eldest brother do nothing? Kakashi patted his chest. Don't worry, just choose a good day and leave the rest to me. Wei brow raised. So confident. Okay, I'll leave it all to you. After that, Wei led the girls out of the office. Leave Kakashi alone in the office. The girls returned home. My mood seems to have suddenly changed from a shy state to a warm-blooded state. Choosing the day by Twitter. As for the knots one by one. Isn't it necessary at all? Isn't it better to be grand? Wei didn't urge, and sat quietly on the sofa, smiling watching the girls choose the day. At this moment Conan looked at Wei Jun and said. Wei-kun, don't you have any favorite days? Wei Wenyan thought for a while. Well, you 613 would be fine with this kind of thing. After all, I'm just a fighting freak, dog head. The women discussed in the middle of the night, and finally decided on the day. At this time Wei is drowsy, because there is really nothing wrong with himself. As the eldest sister, Tsunade talked to Wei about the chosen day. The girls returned to the room with Wei. Tens of thousands of words omitted here. The next morning, as the sun shines into the home. Wei also opened his eyes, looking at the beautiful woman lying beside her. There was a smile at the corner of Hui's mouth. He kissed everyone's foreheads, Wei put on his clothes, and he was training in swordsmanship without any movement. In the backyard, Wei focused on waving the sword in his hand. At this moment, a sound came into Hui's ears. Wei-kun, even if you become the king of the ninja world, should you continue training? Wei smiled while waving his sword. Itachi, you can't relax anytime. The corner of the ferret's mouth curls. So serious, when will I catch up with you? Without waiting for Wei to reply, Itachi went on to say. Also, I heard Master Naruto say that you are getting married. Chapter 230 Last of the Last. Advertisement. Hearing Itachi's words, Hui's sword stopped. Wipe the sweat off my face. Speak slowly. Yes, we are getting married. Itachi smiled. Wei-kun, am I your best friend? Wei brow raised. Naturally yes. Itachi smiled after hearing the words. That share of money. Hui's mouth twitched. You are so skinny, does Makoto know? Nature. Itachi looked happy. Who knows? Wei continued to talk about it. Naturally it is impossible, Wei said with a dark smile. And as a good friend, don't you have to double your money or something? Melt. It hurts in my heart. After some bargaining. Of course it ends with Itachi's failure. Itachi sat in the backyard with a blank face, looking at Wei who was still exercising. Finally, Hui's daily training is completed. Wiping the sweat on his head, Wei said. Speaking of which, how is Itachi and Zong? Itachi flashes a rare shyness on his face. Well, just so. When Wei heard Itachi's tone, he felt that something was wrong with Itachi. Looking at Itachi with a teasing face. Ahuo, looks like our Itachi also succeeded. Itachi waved his hand hurriedly. 630 inches success or something, it's a little too close. Wei brow raised. Oh, what's the matter? Are Quan's parents not agreeing? Itachi shook his head hurriedly. If Wei misunderstood, Wei went to the door to find Quan's parents, that would be a big joke. Wei frowned. That is how the matter. Itachi couldn't bear Hui's questioning, and he kept talking. I never confessed to her. Wei, brother, you are one step behind, are you a bad Pacific Ocean? Wei sighed helplessly and patted Itachi on the shoulder. My dear friend, be bold. After that, turn around and leave without taking away a cloud. I left Itachi sitting in the yard in a daze. The village, oh no, the whole ninja world, because they learned that Wei was going to get married, they started to move. Of course, it's not about sabotage. Advertisement. It's a gift or something. Maybe they all want to brush their faces at Hui's wedding. To avoid being accidentally beaten to death by Wei. During this period of time, Kakashi who took office has suffered. The files to be processed are piled up like a mountain, BCFD. As a result, Wei will have a grand wedding, so grand to the whole world of ninja will come to attend. The gate of the current Kakashi village dare not open. Countless people stand outside the door every day, just to take a look. At this time Wei, walking leisurely on the street, followed by Itachi and Minato. Except for Wei, the two seem to have experienced a war. Wei raised his brows as he looked at the two people beside him who were so exhausted that they had exploded. Hey, it's not that way, right? Blue veins burst on the faces of the two immediately. Xiaohui, you really don't have back pain while standing and talking. Do you know how many things we mentioned? 3 carriages. 3 carriages. Wei heard that the corners of his mouth twitched. Indeed, after a woman's shopping desire comes up, it really can't be stopped. Especially in several cases. Waved. Well, it's time to exercise. Speaking of which, brother is still busy now. Minato's mouth twitched. Hey, it's too blunt to change the subject. But still replied. Ah, Kakashi, I'm so busy to die. Wei brow raised. It shouldn't be, obviously there is no war anymore. Itachi stared at Wei with dead fish eyes. Why is it so busy? Don't you have any points in your heart? The three finally came to the office. I opened the door of the office and saw that Kakashi was buried under the file. Big brother, Wei whispered. Just listen to the sound of clattering. Mountain-like documents have fallen to the ground. Kakashi looked at the three with eyes full of dark circles. Ah, is it already daytime? After all, I yawned greatly. Toru came to Kakashi's side. Gently input the magic power in the body into Kakashi's body. Adjust Kakashi's physical condition to the best. Looking at Kakashi who has recovered, Wei said. Big brother, although my wedding makes you so tired. You don't have to fight like this, right? Kakashi sighed after hearing the words. Advertisement. Oh, that said, but now the whole ninja world wants to attend your wedding. Minato looked at Kakashi and asked. The entire ninja world must participate. What do you mean? Kakashi was taken aback, then said. Esuga, you don't know yet, now the whole ninja world wants to enter Konoha. Even if I can't attend Hui's wedding, I want to see Hui's true face with my own eyes. Hui's mouth twitched. It's a bit too much for what it's really tolerant. Kakashi shrugged. Who made you the king of the ninja world now? Wei said with a big wave. In fact, it doesn't have to be so troublesome. If you want to participate, then come and participate. As for Konoha's defense, I will reconstruct the previous barrier. Guaranteed that no one can break in. Kakashi nodded, thumbs up. Wei still has a way. Then Kakashi continued to ask. If you are all here, where should you choose the venue? Wei thought for a moment. Just choose my backyard, I will use the power of space. Extend the space in the backyard. Kakashi nodded, very satisfied with this plan. Several people worked with Kakashi to settle everything about the wedding. The four can finally go home. Time has come to the chosen day. On this day, the villagers in Konoha village gathered in front of the door of Feng Youhui house. Waiting in line. Everyone's face is full of smiles. Wei has finally reached this age, too. Akamaiki dings aside with emotion. Lu Ju next to him also said. Yeah, time flies quickly, I think I was a kid at the beginning. Hai Yi and Ding Zuo laughed. Then the three of them also entered the Feng Youhui mansion. When I came to the backyard, I finally found the difference here. The sky is still that sky. But the ground is extended indefinitely. Everyone will not be crowded inside. 3 or 5 friends gathered together. Chatting, taking pictures, with a smile on his face. Finally, the auspicious time has come. Wei looked at the beautiful women beside him. With a smile on his face. Let's go, get married.